Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gamer Grudge.
On the states of inebriation.
Correct.
And the thing is, my dad puts the fill in.
Oh, did I ever get modded?
Oh, wait a minute. Give me a second. Sorry. Sorry. My bad.
It's been
It has. Everything is chaotic in America
You're
today.
welcome.
All right. Well,
Welcome to America. We are always chaotic neutral.
exactly. Welcome. Well, this is not the chaotic show. This is Gamer Grudge. Welcome everybody to another episode of Gamer Grudge.
Howdy.
Woo! So today, people, we got a new episode. Last episode was great. It was amazing. Let's try to make a more amazing show today. Today, as you can see, I got the Gamer Grudge logo right behind me, and it's looking like crazy and chaotic. I don't give a crap. Yeah. Anyway, guys, you know the
so he needs to learn green screen still.
I do, sadly. But today, it does happens.
Says so on a bumper sticker, so it has to be true.
It has to be true. So guys, we want please go in. So guys, so before we start, people, we gotta talk about, before we introduce the victims, as I like to call. Let's go ahead and introduce the cast of Gamer Grudge. Starting with the person who is here always, forever and ever and ever and
Sounds
ever
motivated.
and ever. Zach, how's it going, Zach?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm half paying attention.
I was gonna say, if you kept saying "and ever," we would have been having problems.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Bueller.
Bueller. All right. Next, the next person, he is also a part of the Gamer Grudge crew, Game Fixers crew. I call he is Crimson Shooter, but we call him Zero. How's it going, Zero?
What's up, guys? It's your favorite nobody at gaming here.
Yay! And last but not least, we have introduced her. She is now our new mod, filling in for Angie from here. We want to give Angie a break. We're giving her sort of like a break until at least the semi. So taking off her spot for the time being is Trink Bell. How's it going, Trink?
Hi. Nervous, but excited.
Don't worry. Well, hopefully the crowd won't be crazy or nothing, but it'll probably be good. All right, but with that said, people, let's go to the victims. First coming up, he is a gamer. He has served our military, the U.S. military, and also he has a great sense of humor, and as we know, he definitely loves Fallout. Return alone. How's it going?
Salutations, folks. How y'all doing?
All right, cool. She is a Twitch streamer. She is great. She's awesome. She came on. I sent her a message. I was asking her, "Do you want to come on?" She was like, "Sure." She missed Pistachio. I don't know if I got the name right, but I'll call her Miss T. How's it going, Miss T?
Hey.
All right, and last but certainly not least, he was also on. He's technically been on Gamer Grudge. It just was a pre-tape of Gamer Grudge, all the way from the UK. TPP, TPP. Are you there?
Game face on.
Oh shit!
He's here.
Like the gay faces on. Oh shit! Okay, guys, actually, damn it, that happened. Oh God, this is gonna be good. All right, guys, as you know,
Why is it every time I expect you to look like a member of the Proclaimers, though?
Who, me?
Yes, your voice, because I don't know.
I don't know. Every time he laughs,
Would you like
I
a
just keep hearing the
really
Spanish guy.
witty retort, or shall I just not answer that?
I think that was a witty retort on its own. That was outstanding. Well delivered.
Yes.
Well done, sir. Anyway, guys,
Remember to mod me before we start.
Like the only other Irish guys I listen to every once in a while is like OSW reviews and Super Eye Patch Wolf. So,
all right. Well, with that said, people, before we start, we have two different people. We have one representing the YouTube chat and one representing the Twitch chat. I think Zero, you're representing the YouTube chat. Am I correct?
I am, guys. On YouTube, I am Condemned Crimson.
All right, on YouTube. And Trink Bell is on Twitch. So, guys, keep talking. We want to hear your answers. We want to hear what you got to say. We want to hear what you think. Also, tell us what you think. Tell us if it's awesome. Tell if I'm awesome. Save word jerk. Tell me if I'm an asshole. I love to hear it either way. I love hearing this crap. It makes me feel good. Anyway, with that said, people, before we start, we certainly got to go over the damn rules. So, guys, let me go get the rules out. Okay, guys.
Tequila. Oh, wait, wrong song. Sorry.
You have Mario Party it up, Mac?
Huh? I'm definitely trying to. All right, so let me go ahead and get the rules up for the contestants because I know everybody else see it, but I don't think the contestants see them. So here you go. The rules are as follow. Zero, you want to do the rules or you want me to do them?
Give me 1 second so I can pin that video. All right, guys, here are the rules. There are 4 rounds with 1 question per round. The point is awarded to the fighter with the best argument, not the best answer. Meaning that you need to fight for your life to make sure you get that point.
Uh-oh.
The 2 fighters with the most points will advance to the PvP. Now, if there is an event where one person has scored all the way throughout the first 3 rounds, they are instantly the winner. And in that case, we'll go to the 4th question for fun. But in the case that there is no determined winner right by the 3rd question, we will go into the 4th question. In the event of a tiebreaker round will commence in the form of quick bait and or grudge quiz.
Technically, we got rid of that because it's, it's basically going to be the PvP. So, yeah. Anyway, phases.
All right, guys. So for the phases are as follows. Phase 1 is your introduction. This is where you simply state your answer. That is all. Phase 2 is the declaration. You have 3 minutes to make your argument. Make sure you use that time wisely. Phase 3 is the grudge round. This is where we have you guys start pushing for blood. You start yammering over each other. You can call out and you can call the other person's argument. Be like, "Nah, man, guys, this thing is stupid. You're stupid. We ask that you at least keep your blows above the belt." But
you can punch them in the face.
For all intents and purposes, it is
No shot.
Everything goes.
Ooh.
Phase 4 is the last minute. And that is either if a judge has a question, it will be asked and you will have 1 minute to answer that question as it relates to your answer. If no judge has a question, we will give you 1 minute to bolster your answer only. There's no attacking other answers during that 1 minute. It is only for bolstering. Phase 5 is the cleanup, and that is fact-checking via Zach and our verdict for who wins the round.
All right, thank you, Zero, with that perfect. And guys, I know. Oh crap, let's look at that.
Infinity mirrors.
Infinity. Okay, guys. With that said, people, I have to ask this because I always do, and it's sort of a mantra here at on Gamer Grudge. I had to ask this. Are you ready Grudge.
Okay, let's do it.
Anybody else? Are you ready to grudge?
This is all you get from me.
I'll take
like
it,
that.
man. I'll take it. I'll take it. So, guys, with that said, people, we're going to play the montage. Here we go. That is the montage.
I've gotten really good at timing, cutting you out with the no sound button when you do that. So that's getting good at that.
You're getting very good at that.
I mean, if you had to hear that like every other week,
Are you ready to grudge?
Slowly.
Adam, U.S. government stole me.
Yes, I know. I misspelled that. Okay.
Yes.
Gurge.
Yes.
It has become the meme.
Gurge
It
is
is
just
the
the noise
main-
I make if I've had too much to drink.
It is the meme. It is the meme.
We're getting an infinity mirror again.
I got it. I fixed
Oh,
it.
you got it. We got it.
Uh-huh. All right. So, with that said, people, we're going to go to question numero uno, which is what is the worst video game company that is not EA? So, as we start, we're going to start with Greg, Mr. Sasha, aka Miss T, and then TPP. So, Greg, or aka Eternal Love, sorry.
That's okay.
What is your answer?
Worst video company, gaming company that's not TA would be EA is Supercell.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Mhm.
All right, Miss T.
All right. Worst video game company is Blue Fang Games.
All right, TPP.
Activision.
Now this is gonna be interesting. All right. This is gonna be interesting. All right, guys, you know the rules, you know the deal. You have once so now Greg's gonna give his declaration with no interruption. He may this is just you to boost your argument. You have read everything, but you only can boost your argument. If you do anything beside that, I'll talk to you about it. But all right, once I ring the bell, I gotta ask Zero, are you prepared? Are you ready?
I'm good to go.
All right. I'm gonna ring the bell and you may go now.
All right. So why Supercell is awful? Like I play a couple mobile games, but of course I'm mostly on PC. But if you ever heard the term repetition, you could remove the word Supercell and replace it with that word, and nobody would notice. All of their characters look exactly the same. By that I mean, if you ever took any of those memes where someone's been like stung in the face by a bee and the whole thing pops up, that's the icon for every single Supercell game that's ever been created, and all they literally do is just twist the angle of the face. Clash of Clans, Clash of Titan, Time of Titan, World of something. They literally make the exact same game and wrap the same skin around it and change absolutely nothing, and people eat it like it's going out of style tomorrow. That, and I'm getting really sick of seeing their ads come up on Facebook over and over and over, no matter how often I click that it's irrelevant on my feed. If Clash of Clans or whatever clone they come up with would please come off of my social media, I might retract my answer, but for the time being, they can just take their clone elsewhere.
All right. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. All right. So with that said, people, all right. So that's a good one. Miss T, you have the
Right.
time. I'm gonna ring the bell. You may go
Ring
at it.
All right. I am arguing Blue Fang Games as the worst gaming company. It's less about not having good games because Zoo Tycoon, it was amazing and hasn't been remade like to the extent that it used to be since Zoo Tycoon came out. The reason that Blue Fang Games is the worst company is because as a company, they had a gold mine. They were sitting on Oregon Trail. They had all of the Zoo Tycoon games, which won like tons of awards. The only reason that they like couldn't keep themselves going was because the man who was in charge of the company didn't know how to grow with the times and support these like gold mine games that he was sitting on top of. He after 13 years only had 75 employees and wasn't able to like promote the like awesome games that he like owned because like he couldn't adapt, I guess. All these smaller studios kept popping up around him and literally putting him out of business. So as a company, um he kind of let himself down because I mean there should have been no reason for him for Blue Fang Games to go out of business.
All right. All right. All right. Now we're going with TPP. He knows the deal. I'm gonna ring this bell. TPP, go at it. Tell me tell me about yours.
Okay, I know many people sat watching this, and some of the judges will be thinking, Activision, why? Activision is massive. They've had some fantastic games. Well, let me tell you why Activision is the worst gaming company out there, not called EA. So, the gaming industry, it's basically a non-unionized industry. Now, Activision, they've got some wonderful things like Blizzard, so you'd think they'd be, really big and successful. However, what they opted to do last year, which really stands out for me as being one of the worst things that a gaming company could do, is they laid off 8% of their staff members. 800 people was made redundant from Activision. But at the same time, they managed to find 1.5 billion to buy back, various parts of stock. Now, you put all that together with the fact that we all pay for overpriced DLC. I consider loot boxes a form of gambling, which is highly, active throughout Activision. Not to mention the server issues that are in the bugs and the games. And it's just really downright evil that they would, opt to lay off so many people in an industry that you've essentially got no rights as an employee or very little. But to then spend 1.5 billion, let that sink in, 1.5 billion pounds spent, 800 people laid off. Forget the games that the company has made, forget the series that they've done. We all know they have released some fantastic games. They have some fantastic sub companies like Blizzard for the games that they've released, but its root cause goes down to what it does to its employees, and it is just really an all-round shit company to work for.
All right. All right. I am going to switch to gallery mode. So that way everybody can see us because the audience love that. So first of all, once again, Trink, you good?
Yep. Except for
right.
it's still not modded.
I got to get inside the thing to do that. I'm sorry. I got to get on the computer and do that. So I can't control it right now. I'm sorry. We're getting there. I'm sorry. We're going to get you there. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. Also make sure you tell in the chat, make sure that they know what questions. So guys in the chat, we want to know your answer. What is the worst company not named EA? So tell us in the chat what's your worst company, and then I want to hear your answers. So I want to know, Zach, are you ready? Zero. All right, you now have 5 minutes to take down your arguments, take down everybody's arguments. Once I ring this bell, you may attack, and I want to see fucking blood.
I am going to get this started, and let's first of all take down why Supercell is actually a fantastic company and not the shit company that you've made it out to be there. Does anyone know where Activision's based from? Where Supercell are based in? Anybody? No? They're based in Finland. These guys are a company that donated 3.4 million euros to the Finnish New Children's Hospital project. a lot more than can be said for what my gaming company's done.
So in rebuttal to that, while I absolutely agree with you, from an ethical standpoint, I actually don't have an argument against Activision. Tip of the hat to the argument. But I do remember you saying that you thought loot boxes were a form of gambling, which is also addictive. That is exactly what Supercell did to raise that charity money. So on the other end of the house, because this is microtransactions, microtransactions are basically the electronic equivalent of methamphetamines to a limited percentage of our population, same as loot boxes. You're not wrong. I agree with you about Activision. Turd of a move on their part, but it's kind of a 50-50. I think with that argument being presented, I actually think you and I are on the even side of the teeter-totter there.
Okay, let me just bring it back as well. The company is also the reason why your company is not a bad company is it looks after the roots of where it's based, where it's from. Within Finland, they do a lot of charity work out there. For any company that wants to give back, gets my vote all day long. There's so many companies out there making so much money that they just tick all the boxes. Just tick all the boxes on how they look after community. We see charity streams all day long. We see various different things, and these guys are just a gift that keeps on giving to other people.
I mean, again, I don't disagree, but it's and you're right. The tree has very pretty leaves, but the problem is the leaves grow off of terrible roots. On top of that, what's the term that they use? There's a meme that comes across Facebook, and it says, "What's the joke?" Not to make the socio-political statement, but it says capitalism spurns creativity. And then there's a meme and it shows the 20 billion different knockoffs of Dr. Pepper that have a slight change in font and color. From a developmental standpoint, again, ethical standpoint, I can't really argue too much. From a developmental standpoint, all they do is repeat how they make the exact same crystal meth for people. There's literally no imagination from a software development point. So charity is great, but where the charity comes from is still at best questionable.
Question for you, Ms. T.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the guy's fault that this great company that it did give us some fantastic games like Zoo Tycoon 2? Is it his fault that his company ended because Microsoft pulled the plug?
No. It was his fault. He was asked in interviews, and he's stated as saying look, I don't even know what happened. I had this great company and our contract with Microsoft ended, and he the only reason his company failed was because he didn't promote himself on media, and he didn't grow with the times and bend and become more malleable and promote these really awesome games. So his company ended when his contract with Microsoft ended, and it's because he just couldn't pick himself up, couldn't pull on his own bootstraps,
Yeah, failure to market is a big deal, especially in
won a lot of awards though, didn't they? Didn't he not win a lot of awards for?
He won tons of awards. No, that's the whole point. Is he had great games. He won tons of awards. The only issue is all these smaller studios kept popping up left and right around him who were doing better at promoting themselves. So the only reason why his company, after 13 years, only 75 employees, failed was because he couldn't stand up with these other smaller companies who were just doing a better job at promotion.
What happened to his company when they ended?
They just ended. All the workers dispersed. Some people went off and got different jobs, but his company, it just ended.
They went the same direction as Black Island Interplay.
What was that?
No, they went the same direction as Black Island Interplay.
I'm sure it was bought out by Microsoft.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I think their contract ended in 2013, I think. Or no, 2000 and I actually don't have the number, so I'm not going to say. But no, the company just ended. It just went away.
Okay, I don't have anything else for you. I think both your companies were great in what they did.
Y'all are done?
Yeah, I think I'm happy with I think I'm happy with that.
All right. That's something. All right, y'all pretty much argue. Y'all didn't argue. You just basically touched and agreed. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a valid bad thing.
What's that?
I can bring up a odd fact I'm not sure most people know. Pulling yourself up by your bootstraps is the origin of which is actually an impossible task. It's literally impossible to do. So that phrase is like reversed meanings over the year.
Oh, like many other phrases that are used as philosophical anchors and arguments these days.
Yeah, so it's like pull yourself up by your bootstraps literally means it's something you can't do.
Yeah.
So just wanted to say.
Right.
Oh, but I do have facts otherwise.
Okay, cool. All right, so anybody got a question? Because I think I got one.
No questions thus far from the Wanderer.
No, I'm talking about from the panel.
Oh, my bad. Okay, I gotta get used to this.
No,
okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
New kid on the block.
Don't worry. If you need to shut your cake hole, I'll tell you.
Yeah, exact blunt like that. Anyway, let's hear your question, Mac, because I think I might have one, but at the same time, I don't know if we're going along the same thought pattern or whatnot.
I was gonna ask, what is the worst game from their company?
Okay.
Or you got something better?
I should have said Epic. I can't believe I'm so angry at myself for not.
I will touch on that later.
No. I'm not trying to talk into it. I'm just mad at myself for not picking something that was obviously a better answer.
Anyway, I guess here's a good question, and it kind of links back into your arguments. But if you had to list one specific thing, what one specific practice made your company the worst in your eyes?
Okay. All right, Greg, Miss TPP, you got the question? Greg, you started off.
The one thing that makes them worst in my eyes, so like going back to the argument, would be like the heavy incentivization of addictive microtransactions. Like that's just game over. Don't respect that.
All right, transactions. All right, Miss T.
Maybe this is a little personal, but I loved the Zoo Tycoon games. I found no problem with them. They were amazing games. And I'm a little bit upset at Blue Fang Games for like letting the ball slip away and therefore like ending the Zoo Tycoon games. Really, they haven't been remade as good as they were.
Okay, so
and it could have been avoided.
Get away. Okay. TPP.
The one thing that really made it stand out is this is a probably top 5 brand name that's happily spent £1.5 billion at the same time laying off 800 workforce members, which was 8% of its staff.
To get rid of the staff, okay. Okay. Zach, facts.
Fact. Eventually, it became Beach Cooler Games Blue Fang.
Oh, it did?
Then the guy died. So, like, they didn't actually make anything. So, that's a sad story. So, yeah, the whole story of Blue Fang is sad. I ended up reading the whole article on it. I mean, you're spot on about what Activision has done. Didn't really go into the history of them much. And no, Supercell is Supercell technically the majority share is now owned by SoftBank and Gunho.
Okay.
So they are no longer like completely independent.
Just in case if you don't know, Gung-Ho Wanderer, they're the guys behind Puzzle and Dragons.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which honestly surprises no one.
Yeah, it loops back into cloney repetition.
All right.
I don't know. Gunho has actually put out like some good shit. Like
No, that specific game I was talking about that he mentioned.
All right. All right, Trent, who you thought won?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I was eating Oreos.
It's all right.
That's a valid reason for a pause.
Yeah.
Right? I grew up, considering I grew up with playing the Zoo Tycoon games, and then to have the last one be complete trash, and them to crush all my hopes and dreams, I would have to say Blue Fang, because they really did have a gem. They were sitting on games that could have like built them an empire, and they didn't know what to do with it. Like, how can you build something that has such a great talent and then not know what to do with it?
Okay.
How do you mess up that bad?
Okay. All right. Zero.
I mean, I'm gonna have to get into my explanation, explaining later for the reasoning for like the reason why I didn't choose any others. But for my choice, I think Activision actually gets my vote on this one, because it's like you donate 1.5 billion dollars, but yet still have to lay off 800 employees for the notion of monetary troubles, and it's just like, yeah, I understand that the gaming industry has like no rights in unionization, which, you know, that's definitely my one true pick for crossover, you know, game industry and unionization. But it's like, if you treat your industry bad, your staff bad, you're gonna be treating your customers even worse, in my honest opinion.
Right.
So that's why Activision gets mine.
Zach.
Honestly, I'm thinking about this. I'm gonna be honest. I can't be angry at Blue Fang at all, just because breaking into the games business is hard, and if you screw up, you're dead. It's a very brutal industry. So like I don't know. I got no anger on that. It's sad, not angry. I can get a lot of anger at Activision, and some just because I am also, ads for Supercell games, but like the only one who's objectively like harming people is Activision. Like if you want to, like, honestly, it's like you want to compare Supercell to making meth. Well, what you get from your homegrown meth guy to your Walter White's basically here. Like, I can't, you know what I mean? It's like there's a scale of evil here. I'm not as angry at Jethro at the trailer park as the cartels.
Scale's valid.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna go with Activision on this. It's just objectively bad for people.
All right. So I think I like how you took the definition of bad and you took it into your own definitions, and you gave it from an ethics standpoint to a gaming standpoint. And I like how each of you tailored that to your answer, and I respect that. Greg, I like the fact that you were talking about how they're repetitive. They're repetitive. They're a repetitive game company at that. They're really repetitive, and I understand why you picked them, but they have good ethics. They're based on their roots. They have a reprieve. People actually play these damn games, and there's some people that can play. And I really can't fraud it because it's not a system game. It's just a cell phone game. So technically, they're a cell phone company game, and their games they just stick with what they do good at. So yeah, that's a good one. So that's one thing that's against you. Miss T, I like the fact that you're talking about it's a game company, but it was a game company that just didn't do more, and it was one game, and it was crappy, and it turned the company game down. Things against it, I gotta agree with what Zach's saying. I can't get mad at them because shit's hard. It's hard to do stuff like that. So I agree with what Zach is saying. TPP, they're a company that does good, but they're also a dark company. And the loot box is something against it. It was not that such of a bad game. It was just something of it. So I also like your questions. I like how you answered them. But if I'm going to pick a winner here, I'm definitely picking TPP with Activision. I think Activision is the worst company here. It has to. So I got to get. It has to get this to Activision. So TPP, you get first point. That was a good one.
All right. So if I can say one there, when you noted that you should have said Epic Games, I can tell you right now, if I were competing, that was actually going to be my answer.
Yeah, and for
because he said not EA, he didn't
reasons.
say the second coming of EA.
Yeah.
If I could point something about your argument, it's like you said that they were repetitive, and it's like, well, there was also notions of games that sell like really well, and like even from Nintendo, most of the Mario games that sell well are ones that follow the old school formula,
right,
to a T.
I think, well, actually, the reason I wouldn't have picked EA, even if it had been excluded, is EA eventually redeemed themselves. Like the CNC remaster was dead points.
Be a Sims fan. They haven't redeemed anything if you like the Sims.
They've not redeemed anything since FIFA 99 and Tiger Woods 2006.
Well, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. No, and I agree with you. Here's the problem. As soon as you mention sports games to me, I depart the mentality because I used to do retail, and sports games fans were the most obnoxious people that walked into my store every day. I can't.
Welcome to round one.
Oh no, I'm with you. But when you say sports games, I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, every complaint you mentioned just comes with sports games. Sports games are more repetitive than Supercell games.
EA was just recently, they had their Sims anniversary, and EA was like, so we normally give you guys like a big free item, for Sims anniversary. We're just gonna give you a reskinned hot tub this year.
You're selling me on them coming back now.
See, for me, Command and Conquer knocked it out of the park though. Like I never played The Sims because I found Sims to be obnoxious.
Guys, if I could say something, what brings them down is Battlefield and Battlefront,
and how they treat divisions mostly.
Right now, everybody's
funny you mentioned
mad
Battlefield.
with Apex, whatever's going on over there. All my friends are like ready to raise arms and like firebomb EA.
Well, okay, hold on. Let me repair my answer. EA redeemed themselves with me in the eyes of Command and Conquer. The rest of the titles I never played, so I don't care. I'll make that part entirely.
That seems a bit more plausible.
If I was gonna go with like what's pure evil, I'd go with Riot.
All right.
Stick to Epic. I'll stick to Epic.
All right.
Look. Epic at least started out with a not evil idea.
Yeah.
Riot has been evil since day one.
But then they lit it on fire and beat it in everyone's face.
All right,
and are still going.
All right, Zero. What they're saying in the chat on YouTube?
I asked, but I have not gotten any responses.
Gotcha. What they're saying on Twitch? I'm betting everybody on Twitch.
Most are like, we would have chose Epic.
yeah. Like everybody hates Epic now.
Okay, hold up. Zach, I finally got a response here on YouTube chat. Yeah, Riot.
Yeah, no, Riot is fucking evil. Like, period.
And Eternal Lone Wanderer. Do you know a guy by the name of Danger's Voice? Apparently,
I do. That's yeah.
Yeah,
of
he's in
course, you
both
guys heard me
chats.
mention him.
Yeah, he's in both
I'm
chats.
going to say they're all evil except for EA.
Oh,
All right, TPP. Despite our disagreements, you're all right, dude. You're all right, man.
all right, guys, we got to move on to question 2 though, because over in the UK it's getting to be early morning.
Oh yeah, we gotta do that.
I
All right,
respect that.
question number 2. Two. All right. Zach, you want to read it?
I do not know. That's why I put them up here.
Oh, okay, cool. So question number 2. Son of a bitch. What's the best Star Wars game barring the Lego series? Okay. The Lego series. So guys, there we go, people. We're gonna start with Miss T, then TPP, then Greg. So Miss T, what is your answer?
I chose Jedi Academy and not the new one. Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yep.
We'll get there. You're starting to get the hang of everything. You gotta calm down now. TPP.
Can I just say, I'm not happy that there's religious talk on this show because it's Star Wars, Star Trek problem. But Battlefront 2 from 2005.
Religion. This ain't no damn religion. What the fuck?
No, I get his point. I get his point. I know
Also,
what he's saying.
Jediism is technically a religion.
Really?
I'm not.
Oh, shit.
To back that point, we had to, during the intro when we were getting all of our testing stuff fleshed out. Of course, I did mention my veteran status. The United States military would allow you to print Jedi on your dog tags for a limited period of time.
Holy shit!
I'm not fucking kidding.
And let's not forget that Klingon is also a recognized language. Oof.
Kapla. Okay, anyway, that's okay. I'm sorry.
All right, Greg, what is your answer?
Wait a minute. I thought I was going last. Did TPP give his answer? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
You did. I'm sorry. I was being a dumbass, which is part of the course at this point. Okay. Rogue Squadron on the OG N60 and the PC port, same game.
Oh, cool. Rogue Squadron. All right. When I ring this bell, Miss T, you may finally give us why your answer is the best. Starting now.
So Jedi Academy, it's like one of the most Jedi centric like you can make your own story. You start off this game with like not this preset character that's been, the story has been told and retold in the books and in the games. But with Jedi Academy, you start as like this new kid, you get to choose, your race, you get to choose your lightsaber like color, which is a big deal because someone looking for like this personal, like this is my story, now I'm a Jedi kind of deal, gets to play as a Jedi who gets to like, not only do you get to choose your lightsaber color, but like as the game progresses, you get to choose like light or dark side, like force powers. And these choices that you make, like if you choose like dark the entire way through, they will change your gameplay. So you could be like a good Jedi with dark powers. And like it's one of the only really like, this is your story, be a Jedi, go make your choices, be dark, be light, and it's a different experience than the like told and retold stories of the Star Wars series.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go to TPP and I'm gonna ring the bell and he can tell us why Battlefront Star Wars Battlefront 2 is strong with the Force.
Okay, right. So Star Wars Battlefront 2, why is it an absolutely fantastic game? Number of reasons. The gameplay itself. So within this one, it was available across all platforms. So you had Microsoft, you had Microsoft Windows, you had Xbox, you had PlayStation 2, you had the PSP. The PSP actually came with a different style. So once a lot of people, a lot of gamers would have had a PSP back in the day, and it had a different campaign altogether. The campaign was basically 3 missions that you could choose from there. But across the other versions, it was a set of missions, and you basically played as it was like you had a narration from the veteran of the 501st Legion. It also came with some really cool ideas for a game, way back in 2005. You had different things like capture the flag that was available. You had a conquest mode, so you could hold strategic points. There was a hunt mode as well. And the other reason why the game is great is, I'm not too familiar on the other Star Wars series games, but what I really liked about this is, being a PlayStation 2 game, you could unlock characters by doing certain things within the game and earning points. And what that would do, it would bring you lots of different characters available. The usuals, Yoda. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head who else you would have had available. Obi-Wan, Count Dooku, he was in there. There's 100 of them. Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia. And you could unlock these characters just simply by playing a great game.
All right. Okay. So, Greg, tell us why. Tell us why. Why is it fun to go into an X-wing and shoot?
You don't get to lead the question.
Damn it. Okay, fine. Why is it fun? Why is yours the best?
I mean, Mac, I'm glad you and I are of the same cloth in that particular regard, brother. But as far as it's not just the X-Wing. Like, the reason I really love that game. So Star Wars flight sims have been so far and few between. When I've had talks about them in the past, some of us might be old enough to remember a Star Wars rail shooter called Rebel Assault and Rebel Assault 2. Which was the next closest thing after TIE Fighter. Unfortunately, there was nothing like X-Wing or TIE Fighter or X-Wing versus TIE Fighter since Rogue Squadron. Because Rebel Assault wasn't even a flight sim. You flew along a path and you just had to shoot the enemies down quickly. There was no evasion. There were no maneuvers. It was fun. But Rogue Squadron was the only really valid actual Star Wars flight sim. The other ones allows you to hop in a vehicle, but it didn't quite grasp the same, maybe for lack of a better term, flight mechanics. On top of that, they did everything from unique levels to clips and pseudo-cinematic narrated playthroughs of all the battles we already loved. On top of that, just like some of my predecessors have said, some of it was pick your own story with which objectives you completed first in a mission, which ship you chose, and later if you unlocked bonus ships, which could be done, you could go back and try to do a mission that should have been flight an interceptor and a bomber. And if you did a real good job, you got points, etc. Like, it rewarded your skill. And then there's one coming out soon, but that's not really part of the question. But the fact that they ported it to PC and it still works well on a modern PC now, because I've got Win 10 and I went ahead and bought the PC port for it, and they shelled it, and it even functions stably in a modern shell. That's a testament to a game that was built and designed to do a real specific thing, emulate a rarer genre within the Star Wars universe, and it's aside from graphics, it's aged fairly well. Even if you would go to the various carnivals and conventions, it was one of those games that had everything from the hoity-toity before they became practical in a household, VR, motion sensitivity, and feedback chairs. They used that game constantly to showcase various gamepads and high-end joysticks. That game was pro in everything it did. I absolutely adored that game. Oh, and it had Darth Vader disco as an unlock. I just want to point that out. If you were in the menu and you did the right cheat code, you could actually watch Darth Vader walk around in a hangar in the Death Star to the Star Wars disco tune, which you just can't beat. And that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Mac, you are tone deaf.
No, I know I am. So okay,
But that's okay. It adds to the amusement of the show. We're fine.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no, they like giving me shit.
Just serenade
That's cool.
everyone with your beautiful voice.
I know.
They may add to the amusement of the show, but not its host.
I'll raise a toast anyway, just because I'm the new guy and I need to kiss ass to get anywhere. So cheers.
All right. Also, before I start, I saw it on the screen. I want to thank Greedy. I forgot his name. What was it? I gotta get his name right.
Greenlee
Is that Greeley? That's my boy. He lives actually like right down the street from me. Greeley's,
I want to thank him. Thank you, Greenlee, for the $10 donation. I very, very much appreciate it.
Yeah,
you're the man, bro.
Thank you, Greeley. I'll get you a beer at King's when they open back up after the world stops ending.
We'll love
you. You were giving vampire kisses.
Definitely, if I see you at a convention or something, I owe you a beer or something. So don't worry, I owe you a beer.
I'll buy him a beer for you too, Mac.
All right, I'm definitely gonna have to do something for him. So I got you. But all right, guys. Let's go to
The Grudge.
The Grudge. All right, guys,
right.
you have the time. I'm gonna ring the bell. You know what to do. And I'm the Mustachio is literally ready to go at it because she looks ready to go. I'm gonna ring this bell, and y'all better give it hail.
You can fight now.
All right. So I'm actually gonna, as far as Jedi Academy, the funny thing is, I like to do a tip of the hat before I tear the hat off. Jedi Academy was close to what I was gonna pick, but I have a significant, and it's like the story elements in Jedi Academy were outstanding. You are absolutely right; they were beautiful. The fact that you could customize your character, change which weapons you did, do a light Jedi with dark powers, vice versa. Girl, you on it. I have no argument. Except, here's a big one. I even loved the lightsaber martial arts, like the fact that you could maneuver. That was so awesome. Here's the problem. Lightsabers have no change in effectiveness based on what speed you swing them at. Like, ladies and gentlemen, like I really hate to say it, but like the fact that like whether I swung that lightsaber through a random lackey at light speed or I dragged it through him slower than a chainsaw through a fat redwood, it did the exact same amount of, or it did different amounts of damage. And I'm like, it doesn't work. If you swing a lightsaber through a person, a creature, unless they're like Darth Maul, which it gets into Star Wars canon, they're dead. They are halves. They are the sandwich your mama made for you before you went to school when packed lunches were a big deal for you in life. They are split in two and they are not a unified piece. And like that was the thing that like it was the one thing, it's like a pizza that has a bunch of amazing toppings and no cheese.
I'm pretty sure that they
that's a thing.
had dismemberment.
They did, but sometimes you would have to hit that arm 5, 6, 7, 8 times with a lightsaber. And it's like, you're right, they did have dismemberment, but if you did like the lightsaber kata style, you'd have to hit a stormtrooper 43 billion times to kill him. And it was like, first off, we know stormtroopers can't fight worth a shit. So it was just like, it didn't work. So like, that was the thing for me. Like I said, like 90%, I shouldn't say 90%. All of your argument points were brilliant. They were dead on and I have no disagreement with them. But it's that, like I said, it's that lightsaber damage that like, just depending on how quickly you moved your lightsaber determined whether or not you killed your target in one hit when the blade went clear through their head and their shoulder blade. Like that, to me, that was like I said, that's that pizza with all these brilliant toppings, but you left off the cheese.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't it become kind of like a god weapon if it did like function like a lightsaber? You still want to have some fight, like to your.
I agree with you actually in that regard too. But the problem is they could have made the weapon mechanics better. Like for example, a Jedi can't force direct something that explodes behind him. So like if a smart stormtrooper or like Rebel Squad blew up something behind you and slapped you around, like smart guerrilla tactic would have been it. Now I will admit gaming AI was in its infancy back then, so maybe they couldn't do that. I don't know.
Here's my problem with Jedi Academy is a game that it could have been so much better, but they opted to use the old Quake 3 engine. And what happened by using the old Quake 3 engine is you ended up with things like stormtroopers that would just stand there and let you kill them when, let's be honest, if you're getting shot at and you're in a gunfight, most games the enemy would do some form of retreat and hiding, but they didn't. They just basically stood there and took it. And also, another downside to that is the fact how many times a stormtrooper would commit suicide, fall off the edge, kill itself in lava, throw a grenade, and blow itself up. The start of the game is actually very not connected. It's a bit of a free roam, free for all. The missions don't really connect very well, in my opinion. So that's really what I think about your game.
I have to add, actually, even though TPP and I are technically opponents right now, the whole Quake 3 engine, on top of that, cherry on the cake that he actually quite effectively iced. The Quake 3 engine made every weapon suck, and that wasn't just Jedi Academy. That was the Call of Duty series. It was the General Core Code 2, etc., where like a highly automatic, highly destructive machine gun that you were wielding as a United States Marine did as much damage over time as a 9mm pistol. And that was very, very much displayed in those as well, in the wielded ranged weapons in that game. Like that, to me, that was also a major drawback of using the Quake 3 engine in that game.
Rogue Squadron, is this the 1998 edition released just before Christmas?
As far as I know, there was only, I might be out of my facts on this one. As far as I know, there was the original edition that was released, and then there was the later PC port. I'm not aware of it, like a special edition or anything that was released.
Is it not just a game that's...
When I play that, let me shut the fuck up.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't hear it. It didn't come through.
Time.
I didn't hear it. My bad.
I'm sitting there playing the Terminator thing. Damn it. Okay. All right. Damn it. Man, poor Miss T. Y'all went after Miss T. Y'all didn't even let her get it.
Here's the thing though. I had to be mean because Miss T's drinking cup is cooler than mine, so I couldn't.
Y'all are going after her.
I had to be the king of the hill.
Now we know what this is all about.
You laid into.
See, I like TPP though, because TPP is being a manly man and going right for the bottle. So I gotta.
She's literally in the corner, like, "We gotta stop hitting me. Let me get my argument up." Like, damn, look, I felt bad for like, say something, damn it.
It's all about balance though, because in the last round, TPP and me were both like, "Fuck you, no, fuck you."
Yeah,
and it's just like, so
I mean, we like just like y'all just came together like Batman and Robin and shook hands. Okay. So, anybody got a question? Anybody got? Zach didn't like that. Anybody got a question? Zach, Trink, Zero.
I don't know anything about Star Wars, so I don't think I'm the best for asking any kind of question.
All right.
Actually, though, you might be able to bring a better perspective. So think about it that way. Like, what about somebody from the outside? What is their thought on this? On like the games themselves?
Well, so here's the funny thing, if I might interject with like this is an odd question to ask me. Coming up as like an old school Omni nerd, of course I know things about Star Wars, but it was funny, TPP, my respected yet venerable opponent here, mentioned the whole Star Trek versus Star Wars. Like you guys have of course heard me talk about my obsession with Fallout, but my OG nerding, the first thing that introduced me to the fact that I'm a nerd is actually Star Trek. Fallout just barely became first place in my life for a number of reasons, but Star Trek is like a tight second. So you guys asking me about Star Wars, I was like, Stargate is an OG too. Colonel O'Neill and Tilk are my spirit animals.
Yeah, friend of sadly passed away, was a fan of. Well, my mom is a big fan of Stargate. Anyway, cheers. Zero, you got one?
Let me think here.
Also, man, I got a question. Is Jar Jar in your game? Any of your games?
Jar Jar doesn't need to be in any games.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jar Jar doesn't need to exist.
Well, can we also just say like
he's a Sith in disguise? Why
would he be in? I'm just saying, like, does it really matter though? If we're talking about the way the game is, like,
I thought he was in pod racing, was he?
Does it really matter?
Do you know what Jar Jar should have been in? What? A wood chipper.
Trash can.
Point.
Oh no, yeah, wood chipper first, and then a trash can.
Thank you.
He should be hiding in that trash can. Anyway, Zach,
trash can's too nice. Bottom of the ocean.
I mean, that's where Gungans belong. At least we're laying him to rest in his home. I see. So we're tearing him up, but we're also paying our respect, and that is balance, my friends.
I'm not talking about the actor. I'm talking about the character.
No, I am too.
The character.
I don't hate the actor. I don't hate actors.
Awesome.
He did what he did for a check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just want to let that. I want to let everybody know. I'm the actor. I love him, but character just suck. I'm sorry. We don't want to let that people know that. So
yeah,
Back on track.
yeah, yeah. My bad.
Yeah,
No.
Squirrel.
Yeah, no, I have nothing, Zach.
All right, so I have nothing either.
Am I gonna have to come up with the thing here?
No. We could if you can't think of it, we'll just let him do 1 minute.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, there was one I talk about physics and engines.
Shit. Fuck.
I'm gonna need another beer.
Damn it, man.
What? So everyone was discussing the negative aspects of like how the game, people were discussing how the games run. What exactly about your specific game actually ran the best? I'm curious now.
I mean, I'll go. I'll take that one. So here we go. I'm going to tip the hat before I tear it back off. There were actually a couple of technical bugs with. Granted, it was with a tertiary feature in Rogue Squadron, where you did a cheat code and you got to do levels in it was a 1957 Thunderbird that basically behaved like a snow speeder or a V-wing. But the problem is like they published that code and they never finished the feature. And this is it would freeze randomly. You had like the entire time you were playing, it was like a random critical dice roll, except the dice was almost entirely ones. And I hope my nerd audience gets that joke. I appreciate y'all laughing up front. The problem with that is, I hate to say it, and again, this is coming from a guy who has a redonkulous Fallout bias, but I like to call that Bethesda-ing a game, where you release a feature and talk about it, and it's not fucking done. They really should not have done that, especially on consoles, especially in the N64 era, where code, granted, I mean, as we evolve, technology continues to go with us. So looking back, things are different than they are now, of course. But like, all they literally had to do was slap a skin on another ship, wiggle a few pieces of code, and then release the game. It's a console. It's not a PC. There aren't 20 bajillion times infinity hardware variables. They could have fixed that fucking bug. And I love getting into those games and digging for those features. But other than that, like, that was honestly the only bug I could find with that game. So when you're talking about like, so, it did have that bug, but that was really the only performance problem I could find with that game. The X-Wing, other than being able to divert, so I'll detract from my own argument a little bit, other than being able to divert energy from like different ship systems, which X-Wing versus TIE Fighter did a long time prior, the way the different ships behave, their different weapon systems, etc., were all pretty good. I won't say canon accurate, but that's a hard thing to gauge. But I mean, that game was pretty fleshed out.
All right. I guess we can go backwards. TPP.
Could you just repeat the question again? Sorry.
Yeah.
Basically, I want to know what your game, like, what physics, what did your game do the best, like, from the outside, like, what ran the best on it,
Okay.
Like, if we're breaking down all the way into engines here, we're gonna go the whole hog.
I mean, this was used. The Pandemic Studios used their own in-house engine, which was Zero, to develop Battlefront 2. It was used in the other titles, I think, like the Clone Wars. I struggle to actually really remember any true faults with the game, because there was none of this online multiplayer that we have now. What you tend to get was a finished a finished game back then. Could maybe the campaign have run better through the engine? Yeah, quite possibly it could have done. But I think the best feature of what it was able to do was the different game modes that was brought in to the style of gameplay for the game.
Okay. Mr. Sashio, what about you?
I think, I mean, pretty. I think it's like it was a good idea for in Jedi Academy to have the 3 different styles of fighting. You could have the lightweight one, which you would move faster, obviously, and then there was a medium one, and then there was a heavy mode. So I think that was like a good little detail that they did well with the fighting aspects, because not only are you now choosing your your force powers, like you light or dark, but you're also choosing your fighting style from like quick and agile to like heavy.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to speaker mode. We're gonna get to some midichlorians and we're gonna talk to Zach.
Ooh, all right.
All right. I would like to just point out that ID Tech was only like 4 years old at the time. It they were doing what they could. Like ID Tech 3.
Right.
It's not like it wasn't at its peak here. Like they didn't know the full thing. I would also like to point out it's kind of just bizarre that only like one of these companies is just straight up dead. When one of them is basically sentenced by Activision to make Call of Duty forever, and the other recently came back, which is weird, and reacquired the Turrican franchise. So, for reasons unknown to humans.
All right.
But yeah, it's like honestly, I mean, it's most of this is how you feel about the types of games they are.
Point.
They're very different, like types of games.
All right. Well, who do you thought won?
I mean, they were hammering Jedi Academy, and while I have an extreme soft spot for Raven Software and their early output, like it had issues, and the best parts of the game were locked around screwing with the code itself. Than the actual like the best parts weren't actually in the game, it was screwing it up. So
and when I get 30 seconds, I want to interject something about how I feel horrible about attacking Mustachio about this game. But
you'll get
now. I'm sure.
Yeah. Rogue Squadron, I mean, talked about. Look, it's. I didn't hear anything other than you're like, we didn't have a basic. We didn't have a simulation like it, but I'm like, so it's just a simulation dogfighter.
I mean, no, I had mentioned the levels and everything, etc. too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's like what's special about it? What makes it the best?
Wipe out with Star Wars skins.
Because I don't know. I stopped caring about Star Wars long ago.
I mean, me too. To tell you the honest, but I had to answer the question because I wanted to be a guest.
We don't say F Star Wars because we don't want these these guys coming after us.
No, I stopped caring because it's too much. There's too much.
A beast that cannot be fed.
Yeah. if we're talking Battlefront 2 probably has like the most like going on. I mean, mind you, the story of pandemic also very, very sad. Why do you all pick studios with sad histories? God damn it! It's like I have to read this. It's like pandemic and what's like. It's like, and then EA said, like, and then EA said, "Fuck you." 90% of what I read. Also, Zaro, it's a pretty Zero, the engine, pretty decent engine.
All right, well, who you thought won, man?
I don't know. It's like I said, it's hard because these are very different types of games here.
All right, Zero, who you thought won?
Well, going on my notes from the arguments, because you weren't the only one taking them.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, I'm, especially after personally after seeing Jedi Academy being run at a speedrunning level, that and how the engine responds and whatnot, their complaints are very much validated, and that kind of unfortunately knocked it out of the running, because once you get into Too Dumb to Live AI territory, that's kind of a big no.
But it's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch, not so much fun to play.
Yeah, true. I'm not dissing it because I do love watching this video.
So it really came down to Battlefront 2 and Rogue Squadron, and unfortunately, a lot of the Grudge round was definitely dedicated to knocking down Jedi Academy, which means that I have nothing negative. I do have nothing negative to go on, and I'm sorry, Miss Hatchio, that's just the way it went.
Yeah,
trust me, I've had grudges where
it was a character assassination.
Yes,
no, it wasn't. No, it was nothing complicated.
Matt can tell you he's had people gang up on him for his answers.
You're damn right, everybody, every night, every fucking time. Okay, sorry.
I can't wait to be on this show again in the future. Y'all are fucking outstanding.
This is great.
So looking at my notes, Battlefront 2 had a lot of innovative gameplay for a game of its time. And Rogue Squadron, which, by the way, Eternal One Wanderer, my inner DM rang out when you said crit ones.
I said I was here to kiss ass, didn't I?
Yes, well, here's the thing. Ass kissing only gets you so far. So
I didn't say it was going to make me win.
If I had to go with the fact of the arguments, I honestly leaning towards Battlefront 2, because it's like, while I do enjoy Rogue Squadron, and I played Rogue Squadron, and I played Rogue Leader as well, it's along the lines of, you can only take so much of the same battles. And sure, there were new ones that you don't really see within the movies, but then it's like, at its core, it is a dogfighting sim. And while Battlefront 2 is by all means just a ground fighting pew pew sim, they break up the monotony by having game modes like Capture the Flag and Conquest and stuff like that. Stuff that made games like TF2 popular. Outside of the characters. So yeah, my point goes to Battlefront 2.
All right.
That's a good argument.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and go next. Miss Tate, I apologize for this. They can't.
Me again.
They were coming at you like very badly. Like they were coming after you with everything. They came at you with razor blades and lemon juice. They were coming
flaming pitchforks.
Yes, they were like, fuck this game. We're going to take this shit down. They were coming after you. And I was sitting there shouting like, oh my God. I felt like, oh God, I'm like, are y'all gonna let her speak? No. Like, hang on, let's destroy the god, destroy it. It's like, oh shit. is getting serious. So I thought yeah, I gotta take you out on this one because they got you so hard with that. So it came down between TPP and Greg. I do agree that the platforming is good and everything, and I love that. And I love that, like I said, you didn't give me nothing. I have it right here. I don't know about Zero, but I got it right here. I don't know if you can see it, but I have nothing between you and you, but you probably can't see this shit anyway. But there's nothing. I have nothing. Nothing written. You have argued.
Them either.
Yeah, they didn't argue shit. So
Well, they let it, like.
I mean,
That-
considering last round we chewed each other to fucking hell, I imagine
yeah,
we needed to kind of.
no, no, you literally apologized for agreeing even more with things.
all right, but here's the thing. It came down between TPP and Greg, and whenever I don't write nothing down, now it becomes opinion. So fuck. This is where things get typical, and this is where people will come at me in the chat, or Zach will say I'm a coward. But look, this is what happens when you do this. Look, I love gameplay. I love the gameplay of, the fact that you're platforming and it does have variety and everything, but I'm picking Greg. Damn it, I love that game. I love it. I love it.
I should have known it was coming when you went. How awesome is it to get in an X-wing? I should have known it was.
Yeah. There was. It's not just the fact that his is variety, but it's the different variety of vehicles that you can get in from the Star Wars universe, and you get to do different things.
I'm sorry though, but it's like the Atari arcade game had you in a fucking X-wing.
Yeah, but you literally get to blow up the
literally called Star Wars X-Wing.
Yeah.
You literally get to destroy the fucking Death Star. So I
like every other fucking.
I was a kid and I always wanted to see this shit. No, not that shit. I want actual explosion, damn it. Okay. So yeah, I gotta go.
It was the explosion at the time.
It was.
Like you
I
can't.
know. I'm with you.
Yeah, like can you really be angry at them for literally not having the technology?
I was fucking 6.
I'm with you, Mac. I'm with you.
Stop kissing the ass, you.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said it yourself, Mac. People will come after you, and I'm gonna say that sounds less like opinion and more like personal preference.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys weren't all obviously wrong in it not just being KOTOR.
All right, but we still got
it's
one more.
fucking KOTOR. It's always going to be KOTOR. Stop. It's always objectively the correct answer.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's not over yet, so we still got one more. So Trink, who you thought won?
Okay. Jedi Academy sounds more like a game I would play, but considering it was completely destroyed by like they threw that in an incinerator and then sent it to the moon. There was no saving that. Like, I don't know which one to give it to because I don't know much about either game, and no arguments was really made towards either game.
Only against me.
That was the problem.
I have a verdict I can render on mine if you want.
I have a guilty conscience for what I did, though, to tell you the honest truth. But I'll explain.
Unfortunately, that guilty conscience is gonna have to stick with you because that's what the grudge round's about.
Oh no, I got it.
It stays with you, damn it. Okay. I guess you don't got one.
That's
Zach, go ahead.
All right.
Just pick one, Zach.
Like I was giving you shit about that. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Battlefront mostly though, just because of the variety. There's more to it.
All right, that's fair.
There's more to it as a game.
Fair.
And
All
like
right.
I said, the obvious correct answer is KOTOR, and it always will be.
I don't know if it was more complete, then KOTOR 2 would be the correct answer. But again, that's if it were more complete.
That's another topic. That's a big talk.
I mean, look. I'm gonna be honest here. You are all fucking wrong. You're all wrong.
Oh God.
Oh, Mac.
You are all fucking wrong.
The cat is not a Star Wars game.
Yeah, I agree with Tank and Chat. This is a crazy ass round.
Down.
Yeah.
Okay, son of a bitch. Okay. Beat the cat, the Star Wars adventure. Damn it! I'm gonna pick it. Son of a bitch.
Max about to get violent, y'all. I'm glad this is on.
No. It was Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. It is a good. That's a good game. I thought that was.
That was a solid title.
That was a good game. And Zach is like, no, Star Killer was fucking awesome. Shut the fuck up.
All right, because I know you're already gonna ask. I'm already at answers for.
All right, what's in the chat? What are you saying in the chat?
All right, so we got Jennifer B saying Star Wars Fallen Order.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah. How many death threats?
And then we've got Bayou Bengal saying Battlefront 2 2018 version.
Okay.
I mean, if you're into the gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is I'm gonna leave it alone.
All right. So Miss Trink, what are they saying in the Twitch chat?
KOTR2.
All right, cool.
Fallen Order.
All right, cool. Anything else?
There was one way back. What was it? When we first started and I asked for answers. It's clear in the back here. Hold on.
Oh, it's okay. I know it's a little compact in there.
It's getting crazy because everybody's laughing.
Yeah. This round was lit.
I honestly hear natural crickets, which means perfect. We have the optimal punishment for max outbursts.
Oh, come on. Also, I want to thank I gotta get her name in there, get the name. What was her name? I apologize for this. Do we got her name? Damn it. Mara Sheena.
Aha, my crew comes through again.
Yeah, she gave us $5. I want to thank you for that. I apologize.
Thank you, Mara.
We didn't get it. Mara, I want to thank you for that. Thank you.
Thanks, Mara. I'll get you another beer, Mara. Cheers.
All these people will be here now when I meet them eventually.
Come to Phoenix, dude. We'll all get shit-faced together.
Let's make them broke. I mean.
I love how the crickets came in as soon as she said that. That was perfect.
I'm sorry. They're loose in my house. My husband dropped the thing of crickets from my bearded dragon.
Honestly,
I'm not
no.
kidding. Those are actual crickets lost in my house right now.
Oh no, I believe it. Those are definitely natural crickets.
Oh, those are natural. Those are not. That's not a ringtone. All right. So, all right, guys. Like I said, so that's it, people. We are going to the third. So that means TPP got 2. So that means, damn it, y'all better get it together in this round, or else TPP taking the round all the way. So let's get to the
around a little bit. I mean,
huh? What you saying, Trink?
Just slap them around a little bit. I mean, don't do that. Just
yeah, slap the crickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, slap them. All right. Question number 3.
Go.
All right, here we go, people.
Yeah, I'll get this one if you want me to.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, guys. What is the best overall massively multiplayer online RPG?
He really had to go massively. Okay. So TPP, Greg, then Miss T. So tell us, what is your answer, TPP?
RuneScape.
All right, cool. Greg.
EVE Online.
All right. Miss T.
Lord of the Rings Online.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Like, get movie themes out of your head.
Hey, it's a good song. Shut up, Zach.
Because it's a good song doesn't mean it sounds good coming out from you.
Oh, come on. That was like da 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 da.
I heard you try and drop bars the other night. You are not allowed anymore.
That's
Always a drink to that. Mac, who is somebody who is also rhythmically inclined, I'll tip a beer.
All right, there you go.
You are as tone deaf as Emil is, and we all know how the runaway guys treat him.
All right, TPP, give us a reason why your answer is the best.
It's RuneScape. What more do you need? Listen, RuneScape was a fantastic game when it first came out, in a sense of the game's released around a time where a lot of us probably in our adolescent years. We've got all our friends around. It was a meeting place that you could go to meet with your friends. You could go on different quests. You could go on different missions with each other. There was many different ways that you could travel: foot, magic spells, ships. But check this out: a game that was released back then, customizable avatars, game changer, absolute game changer. The trading that you could have with your friends as well, and other people. Some of the stuff that you wanted to acquire, you'd spend hours and hours grinding in your bedroom, chatting with your mates, having a real buzz. It brought about a PvP combat as well. That was also available. You could also, to a degree, get your own little. Not so much a guild, but you had a chat channel, right? This chat channel, if you own that chat channel, you could distribute different features to different people. So you could give. Your mates could have an administrative role different to somebody else that you'd met in the game, so that you was all protected. If someone was being a knob, you could kick him out. You basically had all the power as some 13-year-old sat in your bedroom playing a game saying, "You're in my channel now, bitch. You got to listen to me." Obviously, it has also stood the test of time. There was a newer version released, which also brought about different modes. I won't go into that game because that isn't my one. We're talking about the old RuneScape, which is the first one. You could also have there was a series of quests. So not only are you all meeting online with your pals and having all this fun, it also got a storyline that you could choose to complete if you wanted to. You would have to have minimum level requirements, different skills. There was 28 skill points available. It came with mini games as well, and obviously you could interact with other NPCs as well. So really, all round, absolutely fantastic game. Massive when it came out, and really it was the place to hang. In the sense, it was a game changer for the online gaming world when it was released, especially to all us, nerdy kids that wanted to play it. Although I am convinced at some point my dad was logging into my account whilst I was asleep and also buddying up with his mates to play, because it was probably a safe place that they could chill out and not have their ear chewed off by the missus while the football wasn't on. So yeah, that's why RuneScape is the greatest of all time, also known as the GOAT.
I like the fact that you said goat. Okay, cool. Goat, literal goats. All right. So we got a game that's the literal goats. All right, Greg, tell us why your answer is the best.
That was a good argument, actually. I was a fan of RuneScape. I played the OG RuneScape, and I even played through its secondary generation. Especially when MMOs were a little bit more of a narrow market. RuneScape flourished in a free-to-play, for lack of maybe a better term, like chintzy atmosphere, when a lot of other stuff was like high-end developed. Like RuneScape made that shit work. As far as EVE Online, I think one of the things that impressed me about EVE Online in the earliest days was its scale. They had an actual galaxy with thousands, literally thousands of star systems. And you could do everything from hanging out in what we call high security space where you could be a noob, just run missions, do simple crap, be relatively safe from griefing and harassment, all the way into like basically Mad Max in space, where whoever was the strongest, whoever was the best tactician, literally player-driven economies, player-driven politics, player-driven socioeconomic practices, and PvP was an actual loss. One of the things that drives me crazy about modern MMORPGs is the fact that the PvP, maybe for lack of a better term from my perspective, is anemic. You lose nothing, maybe other than a repair bill. You can run your mouths and act crazy. You can do whatever it is you want whenever you want, and there's no consequence. And even when your ship blew up, it blew up. And even if you insured it, you only got back a percentage of what you lost. And there was everything from electronic warfare. All four races had completely different sets of metrics on how they worked, how their weapon systems worked, which systems on your ship they powered off of, whether they absorbed and dealt with damage on their shields or their hull, or I'm sorry, their armor, not your hull, etc. Electronic warfare in that game could have meant anything from dampening your sensors, and you had to know who your opponents were because they all use different sensor technology, to draining your ship's energy systems, to screwing with your weapons or engine systems so you couldn't fight or get away easily, all the way up to, there were even healers in the game, quote unquote, but you had to have the right healers for your fleet. And the space battles would get massive, huge, ridiculous. Anywhere between two people duking it out in a random system to thousands of people. Well, I don't think it ever got to thousands, but hundreds of people literally slaughtering each other in battles, everything from little itty bitty ships to Titanic capital ships. And just because you were bigger didn't mean you were better. A giant capital ship's weapon systems couldn't hit a little maneuverable ship. And that little itty bitty ship, that new player, who's maybe only a week or two old, could speed train up enough skills to get electronic warfare or anti-weapon or anti-engine systems to turn the tide in a battle. That game was literally inclusive of everything. And I kind of like the penalty system. It was also, there was a joke that was made where it was a game for people who were emotionally dead inside because it was kind of a spreadsheet simulator. And by kind of, a lot of the economics were basically a spreadsheet simulator. But if you had a life, you could log off of the game. Like when I deployed to Iraq, for all 3 of my tours, I was playing that game. And somebody else could log into my account just to make sure my skills were training and then log back out because those skills trained in real time. So it was also a game for people who had a life, needed to do things, but couldn't come back for a year. So as long as you could log in for 10 minutes a day, check a couple of affairs and get out, if you had crap going on in life and you didn't have a lot of time to game, you could come back and not be behind all of your friends who have been playing for a year, year and a half, 2 years. I mean, I can't even go into that game enough. It was probably the most detailed and expansive RPG I had that I ever played. MMORPG that probably had a little bit of everything for it. And that's my argument.
All right. Miss T.
Whoa. Y'all had some good arguments. Through and through, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, so maybe I'm a little bit biased. However, the Lord of the Rings online game, like across the board, people will say like the lore in that game is amazing for people who maybe like aren't Lord of the Rings fans, which is stunning for me that anybody wouldn't be a Lord of the Rings fan, but you can still have like, you still can depend on this like lore to like bring you back. A lot of MMORPGs, all you want to do is like get to this end game content, and like it's about like, oh, let's just grind up like my levels and reach the end. But with Lord of the Rings, it really forces you to kind of slow down and just enjoy this world that they've built. Another thing that's like real cool about the Lord of the Rings online game is there's like player versus player, but then Lord of the Rings has this player versus monster kind of way to play where like you can create a monster character. So instead of just being like players on players just bashing at each other, you can play as this like big bad guy, which is kind of like interesting for people who want a different kind of a game. That's all I got.
All right. So seeing that TPP already has 2 points, we do have an item, and I know Turn Alone does not know Turn Alone Wanderer doesn't know about this, but we have an item, and I know Miss T know about the item. What did we call this? Is that the item we can use? The
monkey thing.
Grudge Gambit.
Is it a grudge?
The one where you can, like you had to use it before now.
No, not get out. She has to bet. They can get their points and get 2.
Yeah, no, they would have to bet it
before they even hear the argument.
Yep.
No, okay. Well, can't use it. Sorry. All right. Well,
Mac Wonder, guys, get used to it.
Yep.
We're working on a lot of reforms.
Yeah, we're trying to. Sorry, guys, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. All right, I'm going to ring this bell. We're going to shut up. And Zero got the time. I'm going to ring this bell, and we're going to see y'all go at it. I want Miss T. Don't let these guys boss you around. Don't let them boss you around. Don't let these assholes boss you around. Get the first fight in there. Get mean. Get tough. All right, I'll ring this bell. I spit y'all to go at it because y'all went at it after the last time.
I'm a little curious, like, as an MMORPG, and both of y'all can like answer this. Like, what makes yours better? Like, what's so special about yours? Because like MMORPGs are like kind of pretty generic across the board. And what makes for a good game is either better lore or like, I know you said like EVE Online is like super big, but like most MMORPGs are huge and vast and like extensive anyways. So like, why would anybody pick up your MMORPG instead of a different one?
I'll go first. RuneScape, groundbreaking, ahead of the games that you guys have mentioned, came with all the different features for a game that was released so early, with customizable avatars, people that you can chat with, you can get online with your mates. As I said, you've pretty much got everything in there. Every game after that, including World of Warcraft, is just a copy of an original.
I actually agree for the most part. Here's my thing though. It's hard for me to attack both of my opponents in this regard. My thing with EVE is, this is a general attack, but since I only have 2 opponents, it only applies to 2 opponents right now. EVE Online is the adults MMORPG. So Lord of the Rings Online I played the hell out of that game for years, by the way, Tink. When you answered that, I was like, fuck, I don't want to argue against that game. My thing about Lord of the Rings Online, though, it was a non-cartoony, lore-spliced version of WoW. Literally every operating principle in that game was copied from World of Warcraft. However, I hated the social and production issues behind World of Warcraft. I get into it with friends, but Lord of the Rings Online was as I played the hell out of it compared to World of Warcraft, but it was still World of Warcraft, but with a Lotro skin, is basically what it was. Yeah. No. We agree, bro. You're absolutely agree. RuneScape went toe-to-toe with Ultima. RuneScape was basically a free Ultima Online with a slightly, well, no, I don't want to say slightly, with a deeper mechanical system. And I hate to say this from a developmental standpoint, I'm not attacking the game. But RuneScape hogged every public library computer in the city I grew up in, and it got to be a terrible pain in the ass. That's not the fault of the game.
Thing. Think about all the kids that's got into libraries.
No. And I agree with you, but okay, totally personal. I couldn't get on a fucking computer because of RuneScape. It was the damn problem. But I agree with you, and it's also a failure of resourcing. It's a social problem, not a game problem, but at the same time, that attacked me. EVE Online, like I said, everything from diddling around in an easy system to if you screw around, you're going to lose everything. And you had general control over everything. Now, you said EVE Online, you said, well, EVE is big, WoW is big. No, there's literally one other game that's as large as EVE Online, but it's not an MMO, so I'm not going to bring it into the argument. It was a real-time...
EVE Online's only got 500,000 subscribers to date. That's not massive.
It is when you count the space battles. But I mean, size... I hate to be the man making this argument, but size isn't everything, sweetheart. As far as the size
so
of
you want to invest, let me hang on.
No, I got you.
All these painstaking hours for one slight adrenaline high within a battle. I mean, how
I
much
didn't-
downtime do you have of doing nothing in EVE Online? You have a crap load, don't
Hold
you?
on, let me. This is a battle of grammar.
You-
When you say
you-
you, do you mean I or do you mean one?
I mean the EVE Online community.
Okay.
Your community.
Okay.
You know, there's is you know the fact that it's only got 500,000. So I'm led to believe you could look at it as though you've got busy work or grindy gameplay. What for one battle where you might lose everything. Let's not mention the fact as well that you know when this was originally released. Yeah, you could have free accounts and play limited features with it. Then you could have the alpha account where you'd get an invite from your friends, but still get this, the alpha account that you got an invite from friends where they'd bought it, you still couldn't unlock everything. If you wanted to experience the full features of EVE Online, what do you have to do? Get a paid subscription. That's why it's only got 500,000. That's why people play the basics. That's why it is a slow game. That is why I mean, you know, I wouldn't consider it a massive game. I'm actually going to leave Lord of the Rings alone because I've never played the game. To be fair, and
Yeah, you have. You've played WoW. It is what it is.
Not the same. Not
if
the
you have.
same.
No, and that's coming from. That's actually the second game you've made me attack, Mustachio. That's not fair of you. You have preemptively engaged me in psychological warfare, and I have a guilty conscience about 2 games now.
Moria, the Moria level alone of Lord of the Rings is better than WoW at its best.
I would agree. So how do I put this? We're talking about the same engine but different features on the cab of the car. Is basically kind of what I'm arguing. But Moria was amazing. I played the hell out of the Mines of Moria. As far as EVE Online, so here's the thing. I'm going to argue that paid subscription. I hate to use this term because I agree with quite a few free-to-play games. Shit costs money. Now, the difference between, say, EVE Online and a lot of other subscription-based games, and this is going to be a poke at Lord of the Rings. I hate to say it. Turbine with Lord of the Rings did it right, and then they flipped over for the sake of money, for the sake of profit. I hate ad-driven revenue, and that's how free-to-play works, and that's fine. Or sometimes it works on microtransactions, which I'm also not a fan of. But EVE Online has had one business model the whole time. Now, yes, you're absolutely right, by the way. It only has 500,000 people. You wouldn't call it a massively multiplayer online RPG. In terms of sheer popularity, you're absolutely correct. I can't argue that point. But the fact that you could have hundreds of people in a single battle, and that battle might go on for hours, like a true warfare battle, instead of 30 seconds of PvP in every other MMORPG and it's over with, is outstanding. On top of that, EVE has had the one model. Now, you either bought the software, and the funny thing is, back in the day, they made you buy the game just once, and then after that, it was $15 a month. After that, they were actually like, hey, you know what? We're doing fine on this financially. Let's just charge $20 for the first go. First month is included, and then $15 a month after that. And that has all it has been. And on top of that, they do have microtransactions like a lot of other games have. I never participated in those. But, and a lot of other games have implemented it as well. But people could trade out subscription time for in-game money. But it had to be done through a locked-up system that prevented a lot of like management and exploitation. So people who did a really good job in the game, ground up, knew what they were doing, knew how to handle their PvP and PvE mining to make or grinding, etc., to make money, could pay for the game within the game, and all they had to pay was that one $15 a month fee. And considering the size of the server and the scale of the game, I could be cool.
Why would you want to pay all that money just for some whiny little brat to come across and say, "Oh, I'm the Sky Police, and you're not doing this right," and then that's it. Your account's gone. You know,
I haven't had a problem with that.
Steal it. But you may not have done, but the community, you know, let's introduce Sky Police. Oh, real mature. You said it was for adults. Sounds like a cartoon show from the 80s.
To tell you the honest truth, there wasn't a big young population in EVE Online. It was actually usually folks that were 25 and older, and then older now. I agree with you, actually, to tell you the honest truth. I hate the for lack of a better term, if you're a good person who plays on this game or this platform, this is not aimed at you, but I am addressing the stereotype. When I say you, I mean one or anyone watching this. The Call of Duty Xbox lifer, the 12-year-old who screams at you, which TPP was actually absolutely right in addressing that stereotype. And don't get me wrong, there were plenty of douchebags playing EVE Online. But you had limited access to those douchebags. Unless you wandered into their space or did something stupid, they couldn't get you, as to where with other games, you could be in a random open public chat system and somebody could just bomb in and yell racial slurs at you like it was, the 1920s or something. Eve actually had a pretty tight control on social verbal abuse and a lot of spamming, or a lot of trolling, which was there, but it was tightly controlled.
Yeah, that's.
I just want to touch upon a Lord of the Rings actually as well, saying that our games don't have a real set story to them. Well, they do. They have a. Okay.
I think we have a ding ding, but it's a visual ding.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
Yeah. So.
Yeah. You lose to that situation. Good day, sir. Okay, sorry, I had to quote my favorite actor, Gene Wilder. I miss Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder was awesome. All right. So question. Anybody got a question?
Well, you haven't had one, so I think you should go.
I don't have to give a question. I can just go ahead and let them go.
This tells me you have no question.
No, I have no damn question. What the fuck do you think I'm doing this? I'm asking you to get the damn question. God damn it.
God damn it, Bobby.
Trink, you got a question?
Yeah, what's the average cost that a user has to play to actually make it anywhere in your games?
Ooh. That's a damn good question.
EVE Online was $15 a month, plain and simple.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But was there any pay to win?
No, you could. So here's the thing: they introduced it once for about 8 seconds, and the community ran them over, and they backed up right away.
All right.
A lot of companies will try to go toe to toe with that. No, this is why we did this. No, the community was pissed, and EVE went, "Okay, we're backing it up. Our bad."
All right.
And that was it. And that whole thing took 48 hours. They didn't try to drag it out and explain it for 2 weeks, a month, 90 days to see if the community would back off. They backed it up in 48 hours.
All right. TPP.
I think when it originally released, it was like $5 a month to play.
All right. Miss T.
I think. See, I don't know what it is currently, but I'm pretty sure it was like $15 with discounts. For like you could do 3, 6, 9, or a lifetime subscription. So it's just the $15.
All right, cool. That facts.
I'm fact checking right now.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if you wouldn't mind with the fact, and this is not to attack, but there was one thing about Lord of the Rings.
What?
So I actually agree with Mustachio. For the longest time, they actually had a better subscription plan, considering the scale of the game and the actual technology into it. Their plan for the longest time was actually better than Eve's. I want to point out, but they hit a spot. I want to say it was after Moria somewhere. Then they started charging full price to purchase DLCs.
All right. Okay. Zach, your facts?
I mean, I'm not seeing any like pay to win type deals in these.
Right.
Or I don't know if you can buy level clearers in any of these, like in any like good conceivable way.
Right.
To my knowledge, most of the paywall was subscription based. After that, you pretty much had access to everything the game had to offer, unless it had DLC.
Okay.
All right.
So most cost is incurred in DLC, so it's not. None of these are super scammy.
Right.
Okay.
All right. That's all?
Like really, yeah. I mean, otherwise we're basically just talking about gameplay.
All right. Now I'm gonna go first this time. TPP. It's fantastic. The gameplay. I like the fact that you said the gameplay is interesting. It's it was there's a meeting place. There are many different ways you can travel. I like that. Think against it. Kid game. It's a free version of Ultima. in Hog's data space. So yeah, I had to write that down. I'm sorry.
Bring me back to destroy Ultima.
You're right, TPP. I like you.
Greg, you said it's scroll that they actually have a gallery, and you did say it does. It's interesting that it's basically the adult version of it's the adult MMORPG. It is $15. Things against it: Sky Police, $500,000 subscription, and it's slow. That's something that they said against it.
No, nobody. No, 500,000.
500,000
people, not dollars.
No, 500,000 people.
No, you said dollars, I think.
Oh, my bad.
He did. He got a word backwards, but he's right. I know what he means.
I meant $5,000. 5,000.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was like,
that's my bad.
I was like, if there was a $500,000 like a cost MMORPG.
Yeah, we'd be in trouble.
The only people playing that are Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
The two of them in this massive world.
But who's winning?
And it would be the world's longest running game of chess.
You're going to move. All right, Miss T, the lore is amazing. People, you did say that the levels, you do have, instead of PvP, player versus monster. Thing against it is it's a kid game, and it's just World of Warcraft. Okay, let me explain this here, and I don't give a fuck if I get hate. When you are literally arguing that a game is basically the same as another good game, and you didn't bring nothing. Look, unlike the last time, you backed away from Miss T, and she kept arguing. And when you backed away and you two were arguing, she poked her head in a little bit and poked her head out. You forgot about her because only argument you had against her was World of Warcraft. And then she rebutted something about it. And basically, I could cross this out because she did rebut it. It's not exactly like World of Warcraft. It's like this. I was like, okay. So by that logic, if I take that into account of what I just said, right, what I just now remembered, I'm going to cross that. And basically, you didn't say shit about her, and she rebutted it against her. So for this, I'm giving Miss T my point. So she gets my point on this one. I'm gonna go with Zach not Zach. Let's go with 0. Who you thought won?
Now, before I get into my little notion, little bit of a fun fact that I remember from this. I will say, Eve is definitely one of those games that at least knows how to manage its economy well, because you literally have administrators for the game coming and starting these wars.
Mm-hmm. I know. I fought in 2 of them.
So, given everything that I have heard and I have taken down, like, I got a few different things from the rebuttals and grudge rounds than you did, Mac. Like 500,000 members. Size isn't everything, because you could technically still have an MMORPG with only 1,500 players.
Point.
Hearing that EVE Online's invite system doesn't exactly give added benefit, even though somebody paid for you to come in, is a bit of a downer on that. And I do like the notion that, Wander, you did say that EVE Online was effectively Mad Max in space with some of this stuff, because it's like there is not much of a better descriptor from what I've heard of it. With RuneScape, TPP, yeah, it's motherfucking RuneScape.
Even I can't argue that.
And the fact that it has stood the test, stood against what many people consider the best, and is still going strong, does lend it credibility to being up there as one of the best MMOs. And Lord of the Rings, given the fact that it's like it has an amazing lore that even non-fans of the series say, yeah, this is good lore. That's a very big plus. I mean, I wish I could give the point to all three of you, but unfortunately, I can only give it to one, and I'm gonna go with Mac and give it to Mustachio.
All right.
Right.
Miss Trink.
All right. I do have to say that it is amazing. I agree. RuneScape has been lasting this long, and I still know
I'll be right
friends who
back.
play it to this day,
Okay.
which is insane. Like grown adults who like still are like grinding this game to this day. But RuneScape's economy is completely shit. It is not exactly relevant as it used to be anymore. EVE Online, I've heard about things before this. I did have some friends who played, but I do know about it. The economy is amazing. Don't know how it's staying functioning because I've seen other places where they've let the players run the economy, and inflation is a whole new playground.
Well, if I may interrupt, Trink, I'm sorry. That's actually the point I brought up is that the people that run the EVE Online servers, when they notice that their economy, again, the economy is about to hit inflation, they will literally go in and spark a war to make people start spending.
Well, like I've seen others where they've let them like websites and other places where they try to fix it once they realize it's happening and it's too far gone. At least they're smart enough to fix it before it gets that point. But also EVE Online is a very niche community. It has like one group that it kind of caters to, which is why their numbers are so low. Now, Lord of the Rings Online, they actually are pretty smart. Once you think about games like Lord of the Rings, World of Warcraft, the reason they stay running as long as they've had is because it's a very basic concept once you think about it. You know, humans versus whatever monster. And that will always appeal to a larger crowd than space. So I have to give it to Mustachio. There we go. English.
You do speak it.
I sometimes.
English is
See,
a
you'll
tentative
fit right
term
in.
anyway.
English, did you speak it? Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter what Zach says, but Zach, do you agree or you disagree?
I have no real opinion on any of this. MMORPGs have never been my bag. I like the time these were like getting popular. I was playing like the text-based ones because my friends were weird, bored, and mostly trying to find ways to score alcohol. Like that was more our type.
Long story short, while people were getting into WoW and RuneScape, you were still playing Zork.
I'll raise a glass to that right now.
Oh, we were playing Vagabond's Quest specifically.
All right.
And trying to get the old men to buy us alcohol.
Right. All right. So I'm not to cut anybody off. I'm trying to move this a little quickly. I want to keep TPP on here long. I apologize.
Oh, don't apologize, man. It's fine. I'm good. Don't worry.
All right.
Also, he speaks Scottish. Come on.
I can only speak Scottish if I do it very angrily.
That's the only way to do it.
Why haven't you grudged in Scottish yet?
We're gonna see. We're probably gonna see it in the next round
because we wouldn't be able to understand it.
Zero. What are they saying in the YouTube chat?
I got nothing. I asked and I got nothing.
All right. Trink, what they're saying in the Twitch?
They would have picked PSO2, Fallout 76, City of Heroes.
Ooh,
here's my favorite answer. Club Penguin.
Oh my god.
What? You mean no. You mean Club Pedo? No.
No, that's the Club Pedo. That joke is actually from the new ones that are popping up from illegal companies, which Disney are taking down as quickly as they can.
Oh, shit. Oh,
and I mean, if we really want to get...
Okay, on the Fallout 76 note, I'm going to touch this. Being the Fallout junkie in the house, and I do play 76, and while I love it...
I play 76 as well.
I play the hell out of 76, but I'm highly surprised they said Fallout 76. That's kind of encouraging, even though I will admit the game has had a rash of shit.
I would have picked 76 actually.
I love 76, so I play it endlessly.
All right, guys. All right. Well, with that said, people, we got to get to the final round.
It's the final countdown.
All right. Question number 4, the final question of the night is Zach. You want to read this one? Oh, okay, fine then. All right, what is the best cellular game or / mobile game? All right, so before I start, as we said, we have an item. Now even if y'all can use it, it's what is it called, Zach?
Which one are you talking about?
The one where you bet and you get 2 points.
That's the Grudge Bet Gambit. You basically can bet on the other person to answer.
No.
Or it's that.
No, I'm talking about where they get 2 points just for betting their own. They're basically betting for their answer.
Yeah, called the monkey.
I thought we agreed that would be the monkey's paw, where you bet your own answer, get 2 points, and we agreed that it couldn't be used for the final round.
Right. So, all right. So you want to use the monkey's paw? Anybody want to use the monkey's paw?
I want the double points thing.
All right, cool. All right.
Just before we do that, Mac, is it the 2 people with the highest points go to a decider?
Well,
is that what happens?
No. If that means if she's going for the 2 points, that means she gets it. She wins. She wins flat out.
Mac?
What? Yeah.
You were not listening.
What? I'm sorry.
You can't use that 4th round.
We couldn't use it for the 4th round because of the fact of there would be no other grudge round for a penalty.
That is true. There's nothing we can do to penalize her.
Yeah.
That's true. So I guess we can't use it. Oh well.
Sorry. It's like I said, we've been working on like the shit behind the scenes, and it's hard. Who here has tried to DM a game with idiots?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
how many people would describe that as trying to explain obtuse game mechanics in quiz shows to Mac?
A simpler metaphor that I think everybody watching and hosting can use is herding cats.
All right. So anyway, I guess we can't use it. So guys, Miss T,
a group of cats is called the Clouder.
You need to win this to take it to PvP.
All right.
Turn alone. You can fuck this whole straight up shit for her. You're not gonna make it, but you can fuck this whole shit up.
I'm cool with stirring the shit pot. That doesn't matter.
Shit pot and mess it up.
I'm happy to lose because everyone's presented good information, so at least I lost a worthy opponent.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
And TPP, you could try to go all the way and make sure that you stuff it or to them, or you can let this be your throwaway round and still go on to PvP.
Right. So either way, you're locked. So all right. Question number 1. All right. So this time we're going with Greg, then we're going with Miss T, and then we're going to go to TVP. So Greg, what is your answer?
Best mobile game coming from the Fallout junkie in the house would be Fallout Shelter. It scratches that niche. Sorry, you're right. My bad.
Miss T.
Pokemon Go.
Oh shit. TPP.
Subway Surfer.
Oh boy. Okay. Good answers. Or are they? I don't know. All right. Greg, tell us why your answer is the best.
Because it's Fallout Shelter. No, seriously though, it's got a little bit of everything. Now, the fact that it was a complete departure from anything Bethesda has ever done, and they've flopped plenty of shit. But the fact that they built Fallout Shelter, and aside from some developmental bugs, Fallout Shelter nailed that market. People who have never even heard of Fallout play Fallout Shelter. It, of course, was also the victim of a copy, which ended up to some interesting later drama, which was just fun to read. Westworld, the production and creation people behind Westworld attempted to copy it. The sad thing is, much like we mentioned with Quake 3 games earlier, it was just such a sad direct copy with reskins that it was obvious. But it ended up, just on a philosophical point, the people who were making that Fallout show got a hold of the Westworld producers just to stick it to the people for copying it, which I thought was hilarious. But it's got a little bit of everything. It's got management as far as taking care of your populace, food, water, power, living space, morale, you name it, storing various items that you use to equip them, weapons, armor, health bearing, etc., just like any other management system. But it also has questing and defense. You can go out into the waste and configure a team to go out, and I'll admit, however, repetitively, to go out and do quests. But the cool thing is the quests do constant. For those of you who love nostalgia, the quests throw all the way back to the OG Fallout that released in 1997. And I know, folks, because that's the game that got me going with Fallout Anthology. You can do everything from get characters into your vault that are mimicries of everything from the OG Fallouts to now that have their specific stats that meet up with the character. Your character's stats do affect the job they do. The game overall, to me, was just, it was a grand slam of mobile stuff, and just for the game, even if necessarily against the company. The funny thing is that not only was it a massive mobile release, but it was actually one of the only like non-attackable grand slams that Bethesda did. And that's my points about that.
Miss T?
All right. There are dozens of reasons why Pokemon Go is the best mobile game, but I'm just going to touch on a few. First of all, Pokemon Go is an actual get off the couch, go out game. You play it while walking. They've even added new since the pandemic, they added new things that you can do that promote social distancing, such as being able to hatch your lucky eggs by walking on a treadmill with Adventure Sync. They also have raids that you can do from a distance, so as long as it shows up on your map, you don't actually have to like go to these places in order to fight gyms. There's a real big issue with mobile games, and it's FOMO, fear of missing out, where if you really want to be dedicated to a game, you're always looking at your phone and you're missing what's happening around you. Pokemon Go has kind of combated that, in that you don't have to have your phone out all the time in order to be progressing in the game. You can be as involved or not involved as you want without missing out and still be competitive in the game. There's also this sense of community when it comes to Pokemon Go. I know people who have moved to like new areas and have met people through, seeing people who are also fighting the same gyms as you. And then when you're walking to gyms, if like before the pandemic and before the whole Adventure Sync, all there really is to do, like with these other Pokemon Go players, is to talk. And so you get to know other people. You get to bond through Pokemon Go. So it's like socially a good mobile game. It's actively a good mobile game, and you could pull it out and just like be like at a bus stop real quick. You don't have to like log in and have to do all these like time consuming tasks, and you can still like hold your own in the game. Then it also promotes traveling. There are certain Pokemon that only show up like in New Zealand. There's a Pokemon that Relicanth. You have to be in New Zealand in order to catch it. So a lot of people use Pokemon Go as an excuse to like travel to these destinations that they've never been to. There's a mountain in Japan, Mount Meisen, and if you travel all the way up, there are like Magikarps all along the way. And at the very top, you can catch a Gyarados because it's this dragon Pokemon. So, you're getting out, you're exercising, you're meeting people, and you're only as dedicated as you want to be while still remaining competitive. And there's also usually mobile games, there's like free to play, but then fee to like, fee to play. And Pokemon Go doesn't have that. You don't need to spend any money on it. It's completely free.
All right. TPP?
Hey, TPP. Okay, right. Subway Surfer, best mobile game. It is an endless runner mobile game. Okay, you can play this till the cows come home, all day, every day. It has had over 2.7 billion downloads, 2.7 billion. It was the most downloaded from 2012 to 2019. You come across daily challenges, weekly hunts. They give rewards for unique movements. You've got 18 characters that you can unlock. You don't have to purchase these characters. You can do it all via the in-game. There is many different updates that happen to the game throughout. Each update brings you a new location, new character, new hoverboard, all available, no cost. Oh, fucking dream of a game. It is also a family-friendly and child-friendly game. I've quite often played this game myself, Subway Surfers, even to the point that we decided to there is an option on the Android where you can actually hack the game, should you know how. I don't advise that. You can do it. But the fact that it was released in 2012, it is still ranked. It was ranked number one. It's joint number one currently as the current best mobile game. You start out in the beginning as a little character called Jake, going around collecting various keys, various words, spell out stuff, giving you access to additional benefits for your challenge. You can collect little graffiti cans. It's just a really all-round enjoyable game, all while being chased by the knobhead conductor. Nobody likes them. They're after your money.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. I'm gonna go to going to the speaker mode. All right. Guys, you know the deal. Y'all done this 3 rounds in a row. Zero, are you ready?
1 minute. Oh. Okay.
All right. Once I ring this bell, guys, this is the last round. You gotta bring it. This is the fourth quarter. The last round. Final round. All right. When I ring this bell, come at it with all you got. Starting now.
Fallout 76. Are you serious? Fallout 76. Why do you want another Fallout game? Jesus Christ! If you want to play Fallout, you play it on your console. Let's not to mention it does lack in depth. Fallout 76 Shelter. You have to really, if you want to get ahead in the game, microtransactions again. It's only had 170 million downloads for a game that's been released for such a long time. Just really an all-round, terribly made, poor game. But we've come to expect that from the Fallout series because I don't like any of them. Pokemon Go. Whew.
Come at me.
Pokemon Go. Right, okay. Right, so you are correct in a sense that it does get you up. You can walk around, you can play that game, but can you only complete that game by traveling the world? Are there not Pokemon that are restricted to certain countries? I'm sure that's a thing. Has it not also from day one struggled with frequent crashes?
Oh, Niantic is on top of it. They're constantly updating maps, crashes, bugs. Any complaint that you send through to their company, they fix. You can
Well,
submit.
that's what you've literally just answered my question. They have to constantly update crashes, bugs.
No, I mean that as a definite positive thing.
What about the 3-step glitch? Does anyone actually know where 99% of the Pokemon are? This is a thing, the 3-step glitch. That's still available. I tell you what Pokemon Go is, okay? It's not a good game. It's a great experience. That's all it is. You play it once, you've had a great experience. It's time to put it down.
It's a phone game. You don't want to be on your phone playing a mobile game all the time. You want a game that you can pull out literally anywhere and put your time in. It's an in between. It's not a console. I'm not going to carry, a Xbox with me around. It's just a game that you can have readily available in your pocket. And
that's impossible to complete because you can't catch them all unless you travel every single country across the world. Is that correct?
No, it's not. It's not. Well, if you want to like play the game as a collector and want to capture all the Pokemon, of course you need to travel.
Well, that's
but
what Pokemon is. Pokemon is got to catch them all. If you're not going to go and
no,
catch
it's
them all,
about fighting gyms and it's about raising your levels. It's not about like, yeah, it's got to catch them all, but it supports like getting out. Of course, you have to dedicate time to any game you're going to play. Pokemon Go, they also have events, special events where you can catch these Pokemon that are only available in certain areas. And these happen all the time. They happen every month. Things are and they're giving away these like shinies and they're giving away legendary Pokemon. And it doesn't matter where you are. Certainly.
that's what my Pokemon cards are for, collecting
What?
shinies.
What?
My Pokemon cards are for that.
Your Pokemon cards for shinies?
Yeah, that's what my Pokemon cards are for. I don't want.
All right.
You can't have the same thing as what Australia are currently having, and you can't catch the Pokemon.
No, you
in another
can.
country.
You can.
She just said you can. And she's right, because I've confirmed that because I've found Gyarados during events here in Phoenix. So there is a limitation to which you can catch these Pokemon if you don't travel. That's true. That's absolutely correct. However, you can catch those Pokemon. So the point is actually incorrect. As far as another Fallout game, first off, Fallout Shelter is not another Fallout game. Another Fallout game would be another Fallout 3, another Fallout 4, another Fallout 76, another Fallout 1 or 2. Fallout Shelter is a mobile game, so it is a completely different format of game than a usual Fallout game. So it's a simulation management and societal game with a Fallout skin and theme. So grammatically and technically, your information is completely outside of the debate.
Also, I want to say something about your Subway Surfer being the best phone game. Isn't it a little repetitive? It's like it's repetitive. It's the same thing over and over and over again. And yeah, I'm sure it has tons of downloads because it's an easy game to play. But like it's the same over and over and over. And after a couple months of jumping over the bus, you want something else.
Yeah, like I agree. Like it's a mobile game. First off, I agree. Like we want people off their phones. So make no mistake, I'm on technology all the time. I use my mobile device. I do computer gaming all the time. But I can play Fallout Shelter and I can play it a little bit because maybe I've stored up some lunch boxes. I can manage my quests and then put it away. Or if I want, I can get in and manage the vault for a while if I want. But like I absolutely agree. Like Subway Surfer is one of those things where if you don't play it for a hot minute, you're not going to make a whole lot of progress.
Just go back to what you said about Subway Surfer, please.
It's repetitive.
And
Pokemon time.
Fallout 76 are all exactly the same.
Shut the fuck up!
It's the shut the fuck up bell, folks.
Good round.
I need to
That was a good round.
That was
hot.
Yeah, it was hot. I brought it. Oh, man, I feel
sweating.
I feel the fire. Oh, yeah, y'all were coming at it.
Me too, but that's just because I'm in Phoenix.
All right, anybody got a question?
I mean, I have several questions about things I found, but not anything about this. Not this specifically.
Oh yeah, I do want to point that out. By the way, I wasn't talking about Fallout 76 TPP. I was talking about Fallout Shelter.
Yeah. Can we talk about that Fallout? He kept calling Fallout Shelter Fallout 76. Does that make any of his arguments still count since he wasn't even talking about the right game?
As much as I would like to not bow my hat.
I mean, you take away the 76, it's the same. It's Fallout.
No, it's not.
Are we still fighting?
No, I
We'll
just
fight later.
Shut the fuck up now.
Sorry.
It's shit. Deal with it.
Right.
So, Zero, you got a question or you thought of it or?
Actually, I actually did. To be honest, Trink, I think your question from the MMO,
Yeah, microtransactions.
is actually a lot better suited for here. But I would say that but to kind of give it a bit of a fresh take, how does your game appeal with its cost investment of time?
Wait, could you repeat that? How does
Long, I guess the best way to put it is what is the best cost? What is the cost investment of your time to consider it worthwhile to have your mobile game on your phone?
So,
I don't mind. I don't mind going first.
Okay.
The high score feature per run for Subway Surfers means I never, ever, ever want to be in any position other than first. So I will invest all the time it takes to make sure that I stay first amongst my friends list.
Okay.
So I can flex.
All right. Who won? Okay, Miss T.
I'm a little bit confused by the question.
Basically, what time investment do you have to put in this to make it worthwhile?
That's the best thing about Pokemon Go, because it's pretty much no time. You don't have to invest. You don't absolutely have to invest hours and hours a day, and you can still be competitive through features like Adventure Sync, which keeps track of how far you're moving. You can have the Go Ball, which I actually had for a while, which you don't even have to take out your phone, and you're catching Pokemon literally on the go. So all day you could be playing Pokemon Go without really taking any time out of your day-to-day life. Yeah, you got the Go Balls.
All right.
And it's free.
Greg.
So as far as cost investment, the game does have microtransactions, and I'm not gonna lie, I did in my very first playthrough of the game, but my second playthrough of the game, I have amassed an incredible number of what we call the lunch boxes in the game that will have a randomization of anything you could use in the game. Right off the bat, I was able to, or starting out, because for me, mobile games are I'm waiting in line for something. I don't want to play a long time. I'm not, I think there's enough competition in the world right now, enough heavy competition. I think there's enough, for example, philosophically, when we do YouTube, who would win in a fight versus, who does these, Bad in the Sun? Who would, and it'll tie the subject matter back in a minute. Who would win in a fight, Scorpion or the White Power Ranger, for example? Right. Competition is great. It does drive change, it drives progress. But at the same time, I like the fact that I can just pull out Fallout Shelter and not have to worry about who's got a high score. If I play for 5 minutes or 5 hours, although to tell you the honest truth, you'd be challenged to play Fallout Shelter for 5 hours. I don't have to worry at all about who's to my left and my right or what they think. And the really neat thing is it's on multiple platforms. And if you have, say, for example, if you're in a household who's lucky enough to have very powerful, a smart TV, right. If you have an Android smart TV or an Apple-based system, you can put Fallout Shelter up on your screen. And to tell you the honest truth, it just looks really cool as a fish tank up on the screen. So you can play and you can show it to folks. It's just kind of a neat display. But as far as time investment is concerned, to go back to the original point, I do apologize. You can play for 5 minutes or you can play for 30 minutes, and you're going to get something. You're going to see something cool. You're going to get a reward. You're going to see progress in your characters and how they interact with the rest of the vault, etc.
All right. Facts, Zach.
I mean, these games are what you get what you pay kind of thing. I mean, they're what they're on the tin. What do you want? Okay. I have weird facts. Do you want those?
How long are they gonna take?
There's a Subway Surfers animated series.
Okay.
In a Garfield Pokemon Go club.
Okay, I knew you were gonna get there. Okay. Let's not go into that rabbit hole. That'll be an hour.
But I mean, and I find it hilarious. Windows Phone is listed on most of these at all.
Wait, what?
As a platform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I say, I worked in the mobile industry when Windows fell, so that's kind of funny to me.
All right. So Trink, who you thought won?
Well, Subway Surfer didn't have very many good arguments. Just throwing that out there.
Right.
I'm not a competitive person when it comes to mobile games. I don't think there's much of a point in it. Pokemon Go does have ups and downs, which is it makes you exercise, but it also makes you exercise. But Fallout Shelter, I think, even given all the arguments, does do what you want from a mobile game, which is it a game that is in your pocket that you pick up, you put it down. It's not a game you have to babysit or put a lot of time into to get that reward of a video game. So I have to give it to Fallout Shelter for this one.
All right. As we hear, TPP is like, I must be acting like Will Ferrell off of acting
I felt
acting like Will Ferrell literally off of Zoolander. I must be taking crazy pills. Okay. Condemn Crimson AK0.
All right. So, getting most of these arguments for and against written down. The big things is like Subway Surfer is very much a big negative is the fact that it kind of is a one trick pony, and this is coming from somebody who also played Jetpack Joyride. And,
yes.
And it's like
that was graceful in the party TPP. I appreciate.
Yeah, you want to sure you want to flex on your friend and show how skillful and masterful you are, but it's like sooner or later you're gonna get bored of it. I mean, there are some people that never get bored of it, and believe me, those people have probably more dedication than I. But it's just fact, you're gonna get bored of it at some point. And I will say, while Lone Wanderer, you did argue very well that argue back very well that Fallout Shelter did have depth to it. There is still the fact that not many, by and large, it's a gacha game. On top of that, because the lunchboxes is like, yeah, you can earn them for free, but let's be real. You said it in your own argument, especially about yourself. You don't like to wait. What does not liking to wait usually mean? Paywalls and pay to win. And it's like, yeah, games survive, mobile games survive on those microtransactions, and it's something that once you get over that first initial hurdle, it's fun to spend a couple of dollars. But there's also people that have taken it too far, myself included. So the fact that and as somebody who also has Pogo, still has Pogo on his phone, and plays semi-regularly, the fact that it's not completely pay to win. You don't pay for power, you pay for supplies,
which you get free every day anyways.
Yeah, nowadays, but it's very much like the biggest selling point about Pokemon Go was that you were able to get out and experience what it's like to be a Pokemon trainer from the actual games.
So, but if your 4G don't work,
if I could tell you something, TTP. When Pogo was announced, I was actually getting a little up on the couch potato weight, and it dropped me back down to my high school weight of 225. And that's just from walking around my neighborhood. You don't exactly have to go far to have fun. So, I mean, but personal feelings aside and going based on the arguments, looking down my list of things that I have wrote down, and this is going based on everything I wrote down, I'm actually going to have to disagree with Mac, and I'm going to have to go with Mustachio.
Not Mac. You're going with Trent.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
look, I
Fine, then.
I'm not. I don't even need this. Look, TPP, they destroyed you completely
You can't destroy a game that's got 2.7 billion downloads.
I
Yes, you can.
understand.
Okay, I can load it up on my phone on how many downloads Pokemon Go has.
Yeah, I
A
don't.
billion.
TPP, how many users does crack cocaine have?
Yeah.
How many users does it still have? Maybe that's the real question.
Yeah, they came after you with the repetitive nature.
3 billion now, because I've just downloaded it 300,000 times in the last 10 minutes.
All right.
That's a valid argument, Pad.
So yeah, so you're gone. And I'm not you're out on this one for me. And as for Fallout, the reason why I feel like look, I had to agree with Zero. I'm going to agree with Zero. I think Miss T won this Cheshire one because the main reason is it goes back to the fact that you were arguing like he brought TPP brought it up microtransactions and you didn't literally deny it. You said, yeah, there's microtransactions, and I hate more than anything in my entire thing of paying to win, and I hate that, and I hate the fact that you got to pay to win something. And Pokemon literally rewards you by, hey, yeah, you can have microtransactions, but it's not going to help you win in the long run. You got to do this yourself. Also, you can lose weight, and I may not play Pokemon Go anymore. I'm not gonna lie, but the way she made it sound made me want to go play it again. So, yeah, Pokemon Go got my vote. Zach, I forced you. I love this because I forced Zach to do this because he got to pick Pokemon Go or something else.
Can I just say, what's your thing against 4G? Who are 5G? Are you David Icke? Did we get David Icke on here? That's what I need to know.
Why? Saying that you need 4G to play the game. You do. It doesn't work. You can't play it offline. So if you've got no reception, you can't.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, we're railing against it at all. I mean, it's like, yeah, who are you?
Well, I mean, T-Mobile literally lets you play it for fucking free. I mean, come on.
Okay, I do want to. I do not understand the use of. Well, it gives you free things. It's games, mobile games give you free nothing. They decide when to give you whatever. Let's get this clear.
Everything is strategic.
Exactly. None of this is. We are a good, not greedy company. No. Yeah, Pokemon Go started doing that so people would keep playing. It has nothing to do with them being nice.
Here's some spoon feeding so we can tempt you to buy things so you can feed us.
Yeah.
Well, and to be fair, that's the reason why I elaborated that it's not really paid to. It's not pay to win because like literally the community and competitive nature about it is not so much. Literally, as an avid player of the game, Zach, it's like the most you can do from the in-game store is you can buy raid passes, you can buy balls, you can buy additional storage. That's it.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm just saying that they give you things, though I don't understand because that's not.
Every day you get a free raid pass, and also
you don't get it. They allow you to have a free raid pass. That's the difference. Is what I'm saying.
It's an encouragement to make you want to buy another raid pass.
Yeah.
All right, Zach, who you picking? Because it's getting close to 11, man.
I also just want to point out that, like, yeah, I don't like Pokemon Go. I don't like Pokemon for just it's not my thing, and several reasons. But honestly, I don't. One thing that was brought up that was kind of dropped is the trouble you get in because it's in real life that was kind of never addressed. It was brought up and then dropped. And there's a lot of like I'm looking through the facts here. I'm like, holy crap, there's a lot of problems that has happened because this is
a lot of people have been in trouble for trespassing.
That's a fact. Yeah, Zach.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. Is Niantic updates the map and sure that Pokemon aren't spawning in people's
That is
cards.
a drawback to me of it being a mobile game, because it's like a mobile game is supposed to be pretty chill and risk free. It's a thing you do in between things, and it's like this thing people did in between things got them in some serious shit.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to keep interrupting you, Zach, but can you fully blame the game for people's stupidity?
Oh, yeah.
No.
All right.
I can't. I'm just saying in general.
All right, Zach.
I just wanted to point out it's just a point that was kind of just dropped.
Okay, we got it.
I would also like to point out, you're not paying to win Fallout Shelter. It's a simulation game. What are you talking about? It's a single-player sim. You don't pay to win it.
Who said that?
You.
I didn't.
And other people. Like, oh, you pay to win. It's like,
I'm just taking what.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, do you ever win Fallout Shelter? Is that a thing?
No,
but you're paying to be better than the other person, which I don't like.
What other person?
There is no other person.
You're paying to be the best. Okay.
It's a single player.
The best way to describe it is the biggest, and I know a lot of people at least understand it, the bigger general consensus about pay to win, and in the broadest definition, is just paying for more for content that can
help you
in the longer run compared to somebody that doesn't pay for it. Doesn't mean if it's single player.
I just wanted to just make sure that these points are clear.
All right.
They're not. Like those are kind of nebulous terms.
All right, Zach, we get it. Who you thought won?
Honestly, I think the thing that actually decided this for me was the time consumption. Cause I'm gonna go with Fallout Shelter because it's the medium between absolute devotion.
Okay, you got Fallout
absolute devotion and no investment at all.
Okay, gotcha. No, I'm not being mad. I'm just saying we're on a time constraint.
Are we?
Yeah, it is 10:37. I still have yet to cook dinner.
Yeah. I'm trying not to be mean and nothing. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave this saying that we both picked two people. Now I don't think it's fair that we give it to we don't give it to little TPP. I think we leave it to the audience. So audience, tell us right now.
It's a terrible plan.
It is the biggest terrible plan because
it'll take more time. They'll take more time, but if I can sort of be the devil's advocate on this one, there's also most of our audience is going to be biased towards Lone Wanderer. Yeah. All right. So,
I like that, but I don't know if I understand.
No offense with your crew, bro, but it's just if your crew's mostly in the chat, they're going to support you.
Maybe we should leave it to pick
I see what you mean.
TPP to pick who's the winner between the two, since he's clearly already out.
I was gonna say it probably would be best to get TPV because if he
well the thing about it is he's literally gonna choose. Yeah, he's literally gonna choose the best.
I couldn't be objective. I couldn't be objective because I hate Pokemon. I've never liked it. I've always hated it.
Right.
I can feel
Forget the
that in you.
exercise. I can go to the gym.
I have a great idea. All right,
Here,
here's what we're gonna do.
I got this. It's got two actual sides to it. What I'm gonna have to make sure to catch it, but call it in the air. Heads, tails.
Tails.
I will leave it
sorry.
to
Sorry.
I will leave it to Wanderer to call it.
Tails.
It came up heads.
All right, Mr. Session, you're the winner at this point. All right.
I'll kneel to the lady. I'm good with it.
All right, so not that. Yeah, it came down to a coin flip. So that means good God,
Why do other people have coins when I actually remember one for once?
that means
Well,
guys.
to be fair, this ain't even a coin. This is something this is a gift for a friend.
That was
Guys,
just a
that
snap.
means
It's a
glamour.
coin because it has a heads and tails
All
side.
right.
Guys, all right. That means, guys, we're going to good God Almighty. We're going to another.
Well, I mean, all the chat chose Miss T anyway.
Yeah. So, guys, that means we're going to another PvP round. These first two rounds have been going to the final, so we're going to another sudden death PvP round. Woo! Okay. All right. So clearly it's tied. So now we got to flip a coin again. So that means Zach, flip a coin.
All right. Call near.
Let the lady call.
Heads.
Heads.
Damn. All right, so Miss T.
I mean, technically, there's not a specific heads and tails on this, but I use the logo side for heads.
So that means Miss T, you get to do either one or two choices. You either get to go first or pick somebody, or you get the coach to go first or last, or you can pick somebody from the panel to give your question. That would be me, Zach, Zero, or Trink. So what do you want to do? You want to go first or last, or you want to pick a person to give you your question?
I will. I'll go last.
All right, cool. All right, so that means it doesn't matter what TPP. So TPP, who do you want to give? Who do you want to give your torture?
Zach.
Fuck. Okay.
Hey, I don't even want to hear it out of you, Mac.
I guess he's not happy about the decision.
Because throughout your entire lifespan of this show, you have still been chosen more times than I have.
Yeah.
Very true.
This is very true.
And I get chosen even if I don't want to.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
That's good.
All right.
Name a genre.
What game genre?
Yep.
First person shooters.
Gotcha.
What?
Miss Tashio.
Oh, horror.
Okay. I want you to specifically try and give me what you would pitch to get someone disinterested in games into that genre for life.
Disinterested.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Okay. If you need an elaboration, I could possibly give the best one I can. And it's pitch an idea to somebody who has never played a game in his life to get them into playing your genre of games.
Basically, he wants you to basically fuck over this person to make sure you don't play it again. He got this idea from a show that we did Saturday. You fuck. I know you did that.
I didn't actually.
Okay. So that means TPP. You going first.
Fuck.
Okay, that's
not an actual game title.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's game time.
I mean, is it? Fuck.
Not on the legal market.
Yeah,
Not allowed on Twitch or YouTube, I guarantee you.
Yeah. Hey, somebody make that damn game. Fuck the game.
the Japanese
What's
are probably
the
already
game?
beat you to
A
it.
horror shooter.
No, it has to be a shooter.
Okay. Do we have to give a game title or just straight in with the?
Go in.
Go in.
Okay, right. So, hello, Mister. You've never played a first-person shooter. Let me tell you why you are missing out. First-person shooters. This is a video game genre which is centered on gun and other weapon-based combat in a first-person perspective. What you will get for this is experience the action through the eyes of the protagonist. It will also share, the first person shooter will share traits with other shooter games. You will be able to run around and absolutely obliterate other guys. Imagine pew 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 pew. What better thing than absolutely blowing people up? Throw grenades, fire your guns, get your shields out, do whatever you want. This genre will also come with some fun features, especially if you are part of a streaming community where they can have fun with you, make you drop your weapons, make you just go for fist. Literally, you can run around and do objectives playing first-person shooters. You can capture a flag and run with this flag on your back with your gun in front of you. Pew, 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 pew. Go searching for people, go hiding, sit in a corner. Do really whatever you want to do with your gun. You can also, camp in little spots. But at the same time, you'll also get some fantastic storylines with this. You'll be running around experiencing wars in certain games. You'll also get to experience different actions you can do with your first-person shooter. There's many first-person shooters that will have different abilities.
I think time's up, right? 0.
Oh, yeah, it's been longer than a minute.
Okay.
Also,
Pew pew.
as you in case you needed to know, there is a Fuck the Game, the card game.
Cool. Yes.
Made by Australians, because of course it is.
Oh, of course.
I definitely need this.
Is it on Amazon?
I can pitch changing a card game to a first person.
We all need links right now.
No, I just need.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? We'll call this "fuck the download." Fuck it.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, Miss T.
Hello, Mr. Never Played a Game in My Life. It's good to meet you. Let me tell you something about the horror genre. Horror games range in skill level and in dedication. You can play a lazy horror game where you're literally just walking through. Narrative walkthroughs are a big part about the horror genre. Or there are also horror games where if you want to be a little bit more challenged and a little more in depth, you can play survival horror games, which you're literally being chased by a monster and you have to hide or you have to fight back. There are all sorts of varieties of horror games, and it makes for a good time every single time. If you want to be a little scared, there are pixelated horror games for those who are a little more faint of heart. Or if you want to be real scared, there are games that are way more intense. There are games where you will fall in love with the characters and maybe they'll get torn away from you halfway through the story. You're going to fall in love, you're going to cry, you're going to laugh, you're going to jump, and you're going to love it.
Okay. All right. All right, I'm ringing the bell. Once I ring this bell, you only choose one. You can boost your argument, or you can go against, you can take down their argument. You only can choose one. TPP, you get to start. When I ring this bell, you can do either or.
I am going to take down the horror genre because every single horror game is just like a movie. You already know what's coming. You already know that there's going to be a little bit of a scare or a fright. You're going to end up fighting a bad guy. The good guy's always winning the horror story, but the only way to finish the game is to win and kill the bad person.
All right. T.
Do I fight back or?
No, you can either fight back or boost your argument.
I am going to fight back. Wait, right?
Well, you can
against everything he just said.
you can tear down his argument, fight back, or you can boost your argument some more.
Yeah.
I am going to boost my argument.
Okay, go ahead.
Every horror game is not the same. You're going to get a different variety every time. Some horror games are completely decision based. So the ending and whatever ending you get is based on the choices you're making throughout the game, which makes it really cool because there are multiple different endings for the same game. Someone who plays through a game like Fran Bow might get a different ending based on, saving a cat or not saving a cat. So you get like a real decent variety of endings and playthroughs and decisions, and the actions in your horror games are going to be pretty broad. They're not standard good guy wins, monster dies at the end. That's usually not what horror games
do y'all not hear the shut the fuck up bell, damn it.
Okay. I did, but at the same
No, because I didn't hear it either.
I didn't hear it. I got excited.
Mac,
We need a louder bell.
Mac, I think we
need a gong.
Need to not get you a bell. We need to get you a fucking
gong
overture.
Yeah,
gong.
we need a gong.
Yeah,
I'm down with a gong.
And he just screams, "You gong!" at the end.
Season 8, we will have a gong, so get ready.
You're paying for that on your own.
And also, we will do. You have to make us legally distinct from the Gong Show at that point.
Yeah, that's the reason we don't need to do that. Yeah, let's stick to the bell. So Zach, what's the question again?
It was pitched to somebody who has never played a game into your genre.
Okay. All right, so
basically try and indoctrinate me into the cult of horror or first-person shooters.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna go first. Look, both of you boost your art. Both of you. I admit that the horror genre is interesting, and she did boost her argument, and then she literally retaliated with boosting her own argument. And literally is now stalemate. So it comes down between what I want to play more. I am interested in, look, this is me, and now it goes back to my opinion. And guys, I don't like horror games. And the way she sounded it basically sounded like a movie. And I was like, why don't I? And I admit it sounded like a movie. And why won't I just watch the movie? Where TPP literally just explained it like, okay, shooting, and then he did. I ain't gonna lie, the PPP did help. So I'm gonna go with TPP. I'm gonna be the first person. Get out of the way. Pick who you want. I'm gonna let Zach go last since he gave the answer, and I know, boo.
Considering he went last the last time.
Yeah, true. So Trink, why don't you go next then?
Trink's already put her answer in chat.
No, it was just because he picked his argument because he doesn't like horror. I don't like FPS, but I've been actually playing them recently. But the only good part of the pew 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 argument was the pew pew pew. The rest, I just like with them, it's appropriate presence. I prefer a story, and not many shooters have a good story by any means of the word. They have a story, it ain't good. But her horror argument sold a story, which builds up and can lead to something more than pew, pew, pew.
You ain't got no strapline like pew, pew, pew.
So I'm going with Miss T.
All right, cool. 0.
So I can tell you right now, I'm also not a fan of horror games, mostly because of actually kind of walking out on my dad playing Resident Evil Director's Cut when I was about 6. Yeah, I know. Great time. But at the same time, it's like horror games. The horror genre isn't like just all survival horror or lazy horror or whatnot, and it's the subjective feeling that you get because it's like there are some horror games that scare you, some that don't. But at the same time, they give you a feeling. Whereas with most FPS games, it's the power that you feel behind that gun. So, and if given the choice, I'd rather feel underpowered than overpowered. So I'm going with Miss T as well.
All right, Zach. I guess you're gonna make it through 3.
I mean, yeah, mostly because he just described what the genre was and didn't actually draw me in with the argument. Like there was also you got counteracted pretty quickly on your attack, like really quickly. It's like you said pew pew pew, get to shoot the bad guy in yours, and then you're attacking hers for you going after the bad guy.
Well, all right.
What?
So I guess it's 3-1. All right. So I guess Miss T. Before I announce the winner, I will say this: if TPP would have brought this up, the fact that Resident Evil 7 is a first person shooter horror, he could have probably brought that up and literally destroyed her whole argument, but he didn't brought that up. No,
because she didn't attack the first person genre.
True. I'm just saying if TPP would have brought that up, he probably could have won easily. He probably got a good argument against it. So I guess Miss T, Miss Shastashio won this episode of Gamer Grudge. Woo!
Thank you.
Congrats.
Please throw money and candy.
Candy. I can throw post-nuclear money at you. I got bottle caps. That's the best I can do.
Bottle caps. That won't hurt at all.
No.
TPP, how you feeling, buddy?
That's a shrapnel attack.
I'm feeling like you guys need to go and forget all about Pokemon Go because it's shit.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
And dude, here's the thing.
And here's the thing. Don't ever play a horror game. Just put a film on. So much better.
No.
I think you're just a coward personally, but that's just my fault.
Look, I voted for TPP. Fuck him.
If I could say something, you TPP, you were arguing first-person shooters for somebody that spent most of his late teens, early 20s mastering Call of Duty.
Point.
I don't know how old you think I am.
Look,
here's the thing. I muted squeakers. Both game and
mid-20s before I started playing Call of Duty. Jesus Christ.
All right, guys. That was a great episode.
That was fun.
I
was happy to lose. That was a blast. That
was a great episode. Let's go ahead and get to the plugs. Let's go ahead and start with the person who actually is the happiest here. Mr. Lonely. How's it going, man? What you got to plug me?
Is that me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's you.
Okay. That's okay.
Great. Eternal Lone.
How did you know I was lonely? I didn't tell anybody.
It's not like it's in my username.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, for the record, that's a Fallout hack. Again, for the plug, what should I say? Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I was biting my lip because as part of my plug, I just finished the Fear Anthology for part of my Spooky Sunday. I played through the horror games. But for those of you who you've seen my name in chat, come check me out. Eternal Lone Wanderer. I've got a Twitter, I've got an Instagram, I've got public community, all the social media crap. It's all there. Click on the link in my channel. You'll get it.
Right. And you got the social media. You got your social media right there, and we got your Twitter on.
It's right there. My channel. Everything's there. Eternal Lone Wanderer. Plug for me. There's my channel. Right now I'm packing 3, and I may move it up to 4 themed streams a week. I have Fallout Friday, which I'm playing through the canonic anthology of Fallout. So no Fallout 76 and or Shelter since TPP can't discern. We've
Question:
got,
is Brotherhood of Steel in there?
Now, when you say Brotherhood of Steel, do you mean Tactics or do you mean Brotherhood of Steel?
I mean Brotherhood of Steel.
No, Brotherhood of Steel, for people who say Fallout 76 and or Fallout Shelter was the worst game, they clearly didn't play Brotherhood of Steel. Also, I'm on PC, so it's not available. And then I do Sci-Fi Saturday. Right now I'm playing through the Halo Master Chief Collection, and then Spooky Sunday, will be starting the Evil Within. And then I may do Doomsday Tuesday, where I start from Doom 2016 on up.
Can I have a recommendation on Evil Within?
Yes. No, I just started Evil Within.
Oh, you started it?
Yeah, just this coming Sunday, I will be doing my first playthrough of the Evil Within. And if any of you check out my channel,
skip Evil Within 1, go to 2, and forget the first one happened.
Too late. I already made promises to my viewers, and as bad as things get. I've also got some funny highlights of me screaming like a bitch during Fear 3 on my channel. So if you guys just want to check those out there on my Twitch and I think my Facebook, but I don't know. Oh, they're on my Instagram. But yeah, and also just a last little plug. While I am definitely a hardcore Fallout fanatic, I do and play a little bit of everything. I have a long history of nerding behind. So cheers, and thanks everybody for having me.
No problem. We'll definitely have you not only on another episode of Gamer Grudge. We'll probably put you on the GF1 podcast.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I look forward to it. It's an honor. Thank you.
Right. TPP, you were so close. So fucking close. You were so close. I was rooting for you. Yeah. You were so close. You just had to pick. You just literally had to play Temple Run. If you didn't pick Temple Run, a Temple Run clone, you probably would have won. What you got to pull up, man?
Pew pew.
One thing I've learned.
Pew.
One thing I've learned is be careful who you ask to ask questions to.
I said I didn't want to give one.
You could have picked me, but you didn't.
Again, Mac, you've been picked more times than I have throughout your entire lifetime. I'm still sitting at 0 picks.
Yeah. It's
I feel like there was no good choice. You've all got the same question written down.
I literally have nothing written down and come up.
No, I'm telling you, I am telling you right now, this motherfucker is looking at the wall every time he does.
I have literally come up with questions out of stuff in like on the floor of my place.
TPP's rebuttal was saltier than potato chips. You've all got the same question. Fuck you. Like that was so.
I want to say literally right now, because in the chat, I mean, I'm really thinking that TPP is now the Cactus Jack of Gamer Grudge. He now has to come on here and say, huh?
Cactus Jack. I know I'm packing a few extra pounds and a shit beard, but Jesus Christ.
No. Cactus Jack, like you going pew pew. You know, you got, here go bang bang.
Yeah.
You got to come on here and start.
Eternal has summed it up properly. You can catch T Pew 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 Games.
I gotta try and be funny because apparently I can't debate video game points for shit.
Oh, don't worry. It's first time is always slow. Second time you get better at it.
I'm fine. I've had nothing but a good time. This has been outstanding.
Right. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all under TPP Games with a Z. I also run an actual team on Twitch. There's over 100 and something people in our Discord and about 45, 50 team members at Vikings Unleashed. If you want to check them out, you can check them out on Twitter as well, and it'll give you details on how you can join that if you want to be part of it. It is absolutely fantastic, and you will all have a blast in there. That much I promise you.
I look forward to it. I might check that out.
Also, he's going to be
welcome to.
Also, make sure you go watch Anime Around Me. He is going to be on it. I want to say Thursday. We got to upload it. Make sure you go see that, people. He is on it. He does a great job on there. Also, in the chat, can we show TP some love we show T people some love. Can we get a hashtag pew pew in the chat? Hashtag pew pew.
Hashtag
The fact that they
can I
respect the
explain
hashtag pew pew.
TPP means totally pew pew.
Yes,
Fucking A.
pew, damn it.
Can I also say he's doing this for his own ego more than for your sake?
No. You're half right, damn it.
Stroke my ego, baby. Stroke it.
We definitely gonna get you on the GF1 podcast. We just gotta find a way to get you on too. Last but certainly not least, the winner of the day, the person who's going to the semifinals, Miss Pistachio, okay, Miss T. Did you ever thought you were gonna win this match today? Tonight, sorry. Miss T.
I think the audio came disconnected, Mustachio, from.
Yeah, we got nothing from you.
Yeah, we're getting nothing.
She's like, I've won this. Fuck it, I'm out.
I don't need you bitches for anything else.
She's winning and dipping. She's like, yeet, taking my money and run.
Yeah, she's getting it. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Well, while we're waiting on her, we'll go ahead and go to I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and plug the guys. If you don't know, we have a plug also. We also have a not only do we have a store, we have a sponsor. We literally are sponsored by Dual Energy. Make sure you go use the game tag game fix hashtag game fix to get you a 1% discount on all your merchandise. They have drinks, shirts, and whatever you want. So make sure you go to use that code, people. That's hashtag game fix.
1% or 10%?
I think it was 1%. 1%. I used it. It's pretty cool. So all proceeds go back to us. Go back to the channel. All right, Mr. Sasha, you're back.
Nope.
Oh, that's it. No.
Oh,
I
heard it.
There it is.
Quiet,
very
but I heard
low.
it.
All right. So did you thought you were gonna win?
No, I did not. That was my goal.
All right.
To say that was the greatest comeback I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a good comeback. And
yeah,
I really do believe Eric gotta be scared a little bit now. He's scared, shaking in his little boots right now down in Long Island. So what you got to plug? What you got to plug? Channel.
Where can people find you?
Yeah.
I am Mistachio on Twitch. I just started streaming, so I'm brand new. So come on over and follow. We play indie puzzle and horror games. So except on Sundays, we do a Sissy Sunday, which we don't play any horror games.
I like how that's the opposite of mine.
Yeah. Well, I'm scary every other day of the week. You can also find me on Instagram as I'm Batmara. That's I'm Bat, like I'm Batman, but Mara. And I always post art for all the games I play there. So Mistachio on Twitch or on Instagram as I'm Batmara.
All right, cool. All right, let's go ahead and get to the crew. Miss Trinkbelt, fantastic first time. Give a hand.
Oh, thank you guys.
First time as moderator. Great job. What you got to plug?
I stream almost every day of the week at 8 p.m. EST. I do variety streams. Most of the time my Discord picks what I'm playing. So if you want to pick what I'm playing that night, go do that. My computer recently blew up, so I'm on my PS4 until I get that fixed.
All right, cool. All right. Zero, what you got to plug?
All right, guys. Outside of finding me here with these lovable guys, you can also find me on Twitch and Twitter at Crimson Shooter, CrimzonShooter.
All right,
and as
cool.
well as on YouTube when I finally get around to taking my clips and funny moments and being like, "Hey, come laugh at me."
Right. All right. And last but certainly not least, me. No, I'm just playing. Zach, what you got to play, buddy?
Not much. I stream occasionally when I feel like it, probably at odd hours. Other than that, look forward on this channel to mine and Brian's upcoming review of Kevin Gates' Stranger Than Fiction on Killer Cuts and Sick Tapes.
Yeah, you're right. You had it right the first time. Suck. So
sorry, I stopped paying attention a while ago. So
just playing with you there. So
keyboard.
So guys, thank you for guys, from bottom of my heart, thank you for watching. I didn't think we were gonna top last time stream, but damn it, y'all came in through the clinch and y'all came in and y'all brought it. And I want to thank y'all for the donations. I want to thank you for that. Thank you. That helps a lot. You don't know how much it helps. Also, I want to also before I go, make sure you go watch our channel, go watch our content. Like I said, Anime Urami coming on Thursday, along with Tuesday, also Friday and Saturday. We not only have Film Talk with me and Scott, we have our Is It Rotten on Novocaine, which Zach is a part of, and also the GF1 podcast. If you're wondering how we are, if you like us just talking, that's a good job. That's me and Zach just gonna be talking. We're doing a bracket, and we're doing the bracket on what, Zach? The characters. Zach.
Yeah, Zach's having a
no, I wasn't. No.
I mean, do you know what we're doing? A bracket on what?
I don't know. Like I said, I kind of tuned out.
No, I understand. We're doing a bracket. Just come and watch, people. It's gonna be a good one.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I understand. I'm trying to end it. I apologize. Also, I want to plug 2-3 other people. Philosopher, he couldn't make it because he had prior engagements. I want to thank him for wanting to come on. Also, Dad Pool, he actually was going to be on this episode, but sadly, I want to keep y'all in his thoughts. He is test positive for Corona. So we want to make sure that y'all keep him in your thoughts. I get hashtag Dad Pool. He's awesome. So go make sure you go follow him. Also, we're gonna definitely get him on another episode of Gamer Grudge.
He actually showed up in chat for a while.
Huh?
He showed up in chat for a while.
Yeah. I thank you. I think he's right here. I think he said have fun all. And also also Seductive Orange, aka Joe. He actually tried to get on here, but he also gotta remind ourselves he lives in Mississippi, where the 2 hurricanes are coming down in the Gulf Coast, and he literally tried to get on here, but the power was going out. So keep him in your thoughts. I hope the power is on in this house, and I hope he's doing well. I hope all of us can, get through this, and I just want to make everybody know that, hey, think about these people, and I want to plug them for at least try. They're trying. There are people are trying to get on here. They're not leaving for no reason. So I just want to let y'all know that certain people get on here and we don't want to do that. But we're gonna get them on another episode of Gamer Grudge. Believe that. But I want to thank y'all for watching. Come back Labor Day. We will be on. This is no joke. We will be back the 7th, Labor Day. We're coming back Labor Day with 3 possibly new fighters. I don't know. We got 3 fighters coming on. Will they win? We don't know who will win. Come on next episode of Gamer Grudge. Until then, people, I'm Matt Poole. I am Matt Poole, aka The Fixer. And I will see you next time on another episode of Gamer Grudge. Woo! We'll see you next time, people. Peace.